Welcome to A to Z Movie Night, where a few film nerds gather around a bottle of whiskey to watch a movie.
A to Z Movie Night contains foul language and is intended for a mature audience. Listener's discretion is advised.
No, these idiot kids.
All you history buffs listening, you know what I'm talking about? You got that reference.
I mean,
He just laid down on a slab and just died there.
That's a great one, Tim. I got nothing. That's a great one. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
He's like, my name's Zach Bowman, and you know, I just really like movie too. That has nothing to do with my.
Every day starting at 10 o'clock.
Hey, I'm your host, Aaron. I'm here with my co-hosts, Zach,
Hey.
Chris, and Tim.
Hi!
Today we're doing Akira. Akira is a 1988 Japanese animated post-apocalyptic cyberpunk film directed by Katsuhiro Otomo.
in 1988, the Japanese government drops an atomic bomb on Tokyo after ESP experiments on children go awry. In 2019, 31 years after the nuking of the city Kaneda, a bike gang leader tries to save his friend Tetsuo from a secret government project. He battles anti-government activists, greedy politicians, irresponsible scientists, and a powerful military leader until Tetsuo's supernatural powers suddenly manifest. A final battle is fought in Tokyo Olympiad, exposing the experiment's secrets.
Yeah.
What? The hell did you just say? All right.
It makes all the sense.
All right, so this is kind of a weird one because this is like a return.
A history, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So, for those of you who have followed us now for a long time, you probably remember a year ago when we posted some teasers and stuff like that, and we told you guys Akira was coming, but it never came, right? So this is why we fucked up. Basically, pure and simple, the data got corrupted, and we just never did it again. We waited a whole long time. I don't know. We just thought it was kind of cursed, and we wanted to put some distance between the first and when we're doing it now, right?
Yeah, it was about a year and a month ago.
About so, yeah.
Yeah.
We were.
It was movie night's infancy. We were in our baby stages.
It was like supposed to be number 3 or 4.
We've done some growing up since then.
Yeah, and I'm here for this
bigger.
one.
Yeah,
so,
this guy's here now. So
I'm actually kind of worried because that was like we just got our recorder for the show. And then we did that movie, and it's about technology going amok or whatever, and it failed. And now the next time that we're revisiting it, we're doing it with the streaming thing and all that. So it's kind of like I'm kind of stressed out. So hopefully,
cross your fingers.
Hopefully, it turns out okay.
I think it'll be good.
So we're gonna kick this thing off in 3, 2, 1.
As always, you guys, if you guys are watching along and you have some alcohols, you can cheers with us. But
from our family to yours.
That's it. Shout out to Gulf Coast Spirit Society for giving us these pretty cool Glencairns. You know,
those are fancy.
Yeah, they're quite fancy.
I've got 2 of those at home, but I think they were like those prize. They came with like a bottle of Glenlivet or something.
Right.
I think they say Glenlivet on them or something like that.
Establishing shot, 1988 in Tokyo.
This shot right with the blast, that's just so beautiful. I mean, and just right off the bat, you're seeing. I mean, the animation. This was the first time something could put Disney to shame. I mean,
absolutely.
There's parts in this where there's like 15 pictures a second or something. You know, the level of detail in it was like, you know.
It was uncanny at the time.
Well, it was more than 15 pictures a second because what differentiated this, why it looks so good and it blew everything, like you're saying, Disney out of the water, is because Katsuhiro insisted that it be filmed at 24 frames per second. So a lot of animation and stuff like that, they skip out. So if there's not much movement in a frame, right, they'll just like
backgrounds will be stationary.
They'll duplicate stuff like that. They'll go down maybe to like 12 frames. I think Disney was doing a lot of 12 frames per second stuff, and it was like, no, this is film. That's what gives it that like primo, like live.
Well,
look.
I mean, part of it is like he didn't want to spare any expense doing it,
right?
So like they basically put together a corporation by what was it, Toho? It was Pioneer and a couple other companies to be able to fund. I mean, the hours that it took to like sketch this whole thing out, like 24 frames a second, everything's done like in high detail. Like,
yeah, I think they said it took like 2 years.
So
Toho, of course, is the famous house, the house that Godzilla built. That's
Right.
No,
Toho is
that's
yes.
the company or whatever.
So they're one of the biggest. To get them involved in something like this, they took this stuff serious.
It was kind of a shared love by like many people in Japan. I think that even they got some money from the government.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even the government was involved.
Even
in it. Yeah.
they're like fuck everybody else. We're gonna make sure that our animation is number one in the world.
Yeah.
Everybody got to know they've been sleeping on us in Japan.
And there was people. I mean, even people like George Lucas and Spielberg and people, because like when this came out, like people were immediately started trying to westernize it. Like we want an American, and even at the time, somebody as what you could call George Lucas a visionary was like, even watching this, he was like, "There's no way that will ever."
It was Spielberg and
Move
Lucas.
to the West.
They
He's
said
like-
it wasn't marketable here.
Yeah, they were
At
like,
all.
Did they really?
Yeah, they were
Those
dead
fucks.
wrong.
They
clearly.
couldn't. There was like, I don't think that there's any way we could market this in the West. And yeah, that's just
Ceramic rotor drives on each.
What do you think?
their short-sightedness, I guess. I don't know, which is kind of. I mean, it's crazy.
What do you think? I mean, I don't really remember because I think I watched this probably in the mid '90s for the first time. What was the initial reception in America? Y'all think? Did it take a little while?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't understand it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's kind of, the Japanese loved it. It was
Yeah.
massive. But it took several years for it to even get over to America. And even then, it was kind of, hardcore people. You had to go search to find stuff like this at the time. It wasn't like how anime culture has taken over and is, this huge thing in its own in the West.
Yeah.
But
People just thought of like Saturday
This
morning
kinda
cartoons
got-
like Voltron.
it's
and
word of
stuff.
mouth in America. When people are like, oh, I got a friend who's got a copy of Akira. Like you know, if you knew
remember-
somebody that had, I mean, look at those establishing shots of the city. Obviously, high influence from the Blade Runner.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He started writing this in '82, which is the year Blade Runner came out. And I was telling Zach earlier, I was like, I feel like he watched Blade Runner and was like, I want to make a movie like that.
He's like, I want a Japanese Blade Runner.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I think considering that he started writing the manga the year Blade Runner came out, it's obviously there's some inspiration
So
there.
this scene, this first scene where they're showing the bike gangs and stuff, listen to that music.
Yeah.
That's my favorite music in the whole movie. It's like that real jungly, urban.
percussion.
Yeah.
They're using
the
actual
sticks.
instruments as well as synthesizers and stuff, which is combined for that beautiful sound where it's representing Japan's past and its future. Like their old, it's cool.
I just remember seeing it like in Suncoast when I was a little kid. Being
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that looks weird. I wonder what that's about.
I think I rented it at Star Video first time.
A lot of people started with like anime with this, and Ninja Scroll,
Yeah,
and,
Ghost in the
Vampire Hunter
Shell.
D, Ghost in the Shell.
All the
I didn't start with this one. I didn't see this one until way later. And I've always been kind of in and out of it. I haven't really absorbed this movie all the way through at any point.
well, that's
It's
good.
one of
It'd
those
be
ones-
tricky to do.
It's one of those ones that takes
Yeah.
multiple viewings, just like something like Blade Runner,
Yeah.
where you don't really get it all the first time around.
I'm glad,
I love
I'm glad
this
you're
part.
here.
I love that music. The clowns music.
Oh yeah,
boom.
that really bombastic.
Well, they did. I mean, it's the mixing of the new and old. Like this whole
Yeah.
movie is kind of like it's a tale of, old ways of doing things, new ways of doing things. There's a tale of evolution within it,
Yeah.
and there's a lot that's in the manga that isn't in that they, you know how they take a book and they turn it into a movie. And there's usually like a lot that's fucked up,
A lot missing,
and lacking. They actually managed to put a lot of the stuff from the manga into this movie without it seeming out of place and not making too much sense.
Yeah. Well, like
Did they finish the manga before the movie came out, or was it?
No, well, that's what it's kind of. They did it before Game of Thrones did it, where
Oh,
the manga. He didn't finish the manga until 1990,
Right,
a full
right.
2 years after this. And the ending, the way this movie ends, is like the halfway point of the manga.
oh.
There's like another 1,000 pages of material, and that's why a lot of people. Can be confusing because there's so many plot points. There's the corrupt government, the riots, the people trying to overthrow the government,
The pills,
the
the
scientists.
pills is a big thing that plays into it.
the drug culture that doesn't really.
Well, the pill, basically, from what I've read, the pill that you see in all the art and everything like that, what they're taking in the streets is like a street version, a shitty version of what they're giving the kids that we'll see eventually.
To open up to,
Yeah, so it's like it's like an ESP drug or something, I guess you could say. So everybody's taking this out in the city, but it's like a bullshit version. It's really addictive, and they're giving it in high doses to the kids that we're going to come up on, and it kind of there's all these underlying themes that are in there, but they don't. They don't really put them out in the forefront, but they don't also bury them as well. Like it's all in there.
Yeah, they touch on it, and you could expand on it, but yeah, because of the 2-hour running time or whatever, they couldn't go into as much detail in all this different plots going on and stuff.
I mean, the manga's how long? Like
2,000 pages or more.
It's like three volumes, I think.
Yeah,
that's why they sell it now. Is in these big volumes.
8 years for them to finish it.
The popularity of this freaking movie, you would think that they would try to do something else beyond this. I'm sure they probably tried to greenlight a live action.
There's been a live action for like a while.
They've been trying to do it. There was, I remember 10 years ago they greenlit a live action Akira, and they had like Justin Timberlake cast in it and a whole bunch of people.
At one point, Zac Efron was attached. Leonardo DiCaprio owns the rights to
he has the rights
a live action.
Does he really? I thought it was Brendan Fraser.
So it like
no, he's had it for years.
Okay.
But he's been waiting until like they get it right,
But it fell apart in production. But they ended up making a movie like from the remnants of it, and
Chronicle?
The Chronicle.
Yeah.
I was going to say that movie's a lot like this.
Yep, that's what they ended up making.
I mean, there's certain.
What Chronicle is based? I mean, it would make sense. It was a total ripoff of it.
Yeah,
well,
it was a good movie.
Highly influenced, if not a straight rip.
Well, it was. I mean, they had so much stuff that they were on the pre-production end that they didn't want to waste their money, so they just made kind of a low budget movie to
rename it, move it over here,
rename
give it to this guy.
Interesting approach too, because they made sure it was found footage, but yet they were telepathically controlling the cameras.
Sure, and there was like a group of friends that found instead of one. Well,
there's even a whole scene where he's walking around like in the hospital gown and the bandages, which is a straight rip off of one of the best scenes of this
I would
film.
like to say an homage.
That's being nice.
Oh shit, we're coming up to like one.
I mean, obviously, films like The Matrix were inspired by this.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many movies.
It's hard to say.
I mean, I really liked that movie though. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I thought it was okay.
What?
I should probably go back and watch it. Chronicle.
Yeah.
So I watched this when I was a kid, and this is like the most graphic. This is the point in the film where it just starts, where you go like, "Man, dude, this shit's gonna get real."
Yeah.
Because it was so graphic. Yeah, when he shot the dog.
when the dog jumps, he shoots it. I was like, "Oh. fuck."
This ain't American.
This is not for little kids. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep watching.
I think the story that I have of finding this film was it was that one time period that my parents had a trial of like HBO or Cinemax or something. So I was up late looking for titties. And I think I remember it was probably 2:00 in the morning or something like that. I was a kid and just up looking for titties, and I found this movie, and I remember putting it on and just being like, "What is this?" Because it was, I mean, I'd seen cartoons, I was a kid, but like this is the first time that I've seen a movie that was like, it was the first time I've seen an anime that really struck me. Like this is something different.
As far as animation goes, I think Heavy Metal was probably the only thing that I knew of at the time. Was the only like animated thing that I knew was not for kids. You know, there was. You were at school and you was like, "Man, did you get a copy of Heavy Metal? There's some fucking, there's some boobs.
There's some boobs in it,
There's some
bro.
boobs in it, dude." It's like, what? Animated boobs? They can do that?
So, spoiler alert: there's boobs in this movie too, but it's not good boob.
No,
it's sad boob.
Yeah,
how is it a sad boob?
I don't remember.
You'll see.
Boobs.
You'll see.
Oh, yeah. It's not. Yeah,
It's not
very interesting.
It's a very dark. Yeah,
dark stuff.
It's sad boobs.
I remember the first time I saw this, it was kind of like anime was starting to get big, and so I watched it because it was kind of one of those things like you need to watch this.
Right.
And I remember the first time I watched this, I did not fucking get it at all.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. I didn't stop watching it because I was just like, I was so like blown away by how gorgeous it was that it didn't matter that I had no idea what was happening. I just was enjoying all the cool shit I was seeing.
Vampire Hunter D was definitely mine.
The second one
you
was
would
really
probably
good.
expect.
Of course.
Dude, the second one was
Second one.
probably better than the first one.
Oh yeah, I think
I
so.
expect your first anything to be vampires in the title.
Best movie, Dracula 2000.
Yeah. Dracula Dead and Loving It.
I actually do like that movie a lot. the last good Mel Brooks movie.
What was the last good Mel Brooks movie?
Dracula Dead and Loving It, I guess.
Oh, did he do? Okay.
Yeah.
Did he do anything beyond that?
No.
Not of note, I don't think. If
The
he did.
Producers, which was a massive hit.
The Robin Hood and the
Men
Men
in
in
Tights.
Tights.
I think
That
Dracula
was-
was after that.
yeah, it was
Oh,
after
okay. All right.
Men in Tights.
Dude, so this is one thing too. Like, so from the manga, obviously it's really easy to make like light trails in a manga, right? You can just draw it.
Yeah.
But in this, it was like the first time I've ever seen anything like that. Dude, and I was like, man, this is so cool.
That's the
It's
thing.
like
That's the thing.
moving.
That's
I mean,
kind of it's kind of sad about this movie is that like it's beautiful and it looks really good because they put so much money and time into it, and you know anime has gotten to where they could do this faster with CGI and everything, but this
Right.
was like every single frame of this was drawn,
Yeah.
layered, and shot with a camera.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And printed to film, and like you can get as many frames nowadays with the new technology faster, but I haven't seen. I don't think there's been anything that says beautiful. I really don't.
no.
Like maybe Studio Ghibli stuff.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
but
sure.
like a lot of this film
They're
is
the
like
only company that's
drawn
drawn
for, like,
Miyazaki
night.
and stuff definitely. Yeah,
I don't think so. This movie actually made Studio Ghibli stuff more visible because nobody was watching the 1980s Studio Ghibli films
Yeah.
over here.
Well, no,
like,
this was the
like
first
Nausicaa
big.
Valley of the Wind.
This
was the
made
first
anime
anime
visible to
Yeah.
us.
After this came
Yeah,
out,
to the West,
then like
yeah.
Disney started distributing Miyazaki, and they
Yeah,
got
they
like
bought
Billy
up-
Bob Thornton
yeah.
to do Princess Mononoke, stuff like that.
Derek Stringer just said Ninja Scroll was another great, and that is a badass movie.
Absolutely.
Ninja Scroll
I
is
love
one
that
of
movie.
my
I already name dropped that. Thank you.
Yeah,
very
my
much.
top 3 of all time are Akira or Akira.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ninja Scroll for sure. I think Ninja Scroll is probably my number one. I love that movie.
Well, it's a series of boss battles or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, each character was so awesome.
I actually found out about that movie around the same time that we did Akira the last time, and it was on Facebook, and somebody had done like a compilation video with like a lo-fi hip hop soundtrack underneath it of all the fight scenes.
Oh yeah,
So it was just like a 10-minute clip of all the kills basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this movie? I need to see it.
It's awesome.
Sounds
Yeah.
like Samurai Champloo is what you
That
watch.
movie also has sad titties in it too. So
Yeah,
it
there's
does.
a graphic
What is going
rape
on with
scene.
sad titties today?
just have to
What
wait
are
and
you
see.
They love to
talking
put
about?
rape in their movies, apparently.
Good
they love
Lord.
Don't watch Grave of the Fireflies. Okay?
They love
Like,
simulated rape scenes.
That's Miyazaki too.
All right,
There-
really?
somebody-
Is it really?
There's a very well done fan made trailer for a live action, and it was Japanese.
Oh yeah.
Of Akira?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
Somebody even like expanded on, and I think turned into like a little 15-minute short film of
we
like.
gotta do. What are we cheers to?
Let's cheers to the old ass kids.
Cheers
with
to the
powers.
old-ass
Old-ass
kids.
kids.
Old ass kids with powers.
That's us. We're all old ass kids.
Oh, that is us.
No, I'm having a love affair
The
with
powers
sweethearts.
is we have more money to spend. I guess is that it?
Speak for
Now
yourself.
we can get drunk while we watch our cartoons. That's the only thing that's changed.
Well, they did there was a certain tactic that they did while drawing all this. Since a lot of it was set at night, they had to draw a lot of it on black paper,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
Batman the Animated Series did famously for or whatever. Because
There-
apparently it's
there's
really
a-
hard to draw like a legitimate good like nightscape. And
There's
Probably
a
also
word
it's
for
hard
that.
to-
What's
for animation especially.
rotoscope.
Well,
What am
it's hard to make it.
Rotoscope is when they paint
Consistent.
over top of film.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
did that in the old Superman animated series,
Yeah.
like from way back.
I watched like a little thing on YouTube that showed the making of this, and just word to the wise, this was '89. Most of the
88.
animators, most '88, most of the people who put it together were women, so that's kind of cool. But it's like they have this slide, they have the characters, and what they do is there's several layers to it. So there's the background, which is like the floor, and then they have the layer of the night sky behind it, and then they have the characters on top of that. So it's like all these separate little sheets that were drawn on
Cells.
that they would just like layer it, and then they bring the other one, they dust it off, and then take a shot of it.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's kind of like those, where you used to be in the back of the encyclopedia, all the clear pages of the human body.
And
if
you could layer it.
Yeah, when they were all laid together, you had all the different system, body, that's kind of, they can layer it on top of each other. You get the whole picture.
I think this is the movie that made me look at anime as more than just cartoons and look
Oh.
at it for like the work,
Yeah, it wasn't just for kids anymore.
So check it out. This is something that's really cool. They just showed the stadium that's being built for the 2020, the 2020 Olympics, right? And that's coming true. Like, we're about to have the 2020 Japanese Olympics.
Are they like a year off or something? Or
No,
2 years?
it's the same date.
It's exact?
This movie takes place in 2019.
Yeah.
And they're building this. They're preparing for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
The climax of this film takes place in the stadium that they're building for the 2020 Olympics.
Well, let's hope that's the only thing that comes true in this movie.
Is the real thing.
I hope so.
She's sure hot.
I can't wait for the 2020 Olympics, dude. They're going to have like Mario and Sonic track events and stuff like that. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mario
It's going to
Kart.
be dope. Yeah, it's going to be
Maybe
Mario.
a true Super Smash Brothers where we're like murdering each other.
Smash Bros. Definitely has to be a tournament.
They're working on it.
Well, I mean, you saw. What was it? Was it Russia last time?
That was the Winter Games in, yeah.
What was the last Summer Games? China?
No, that was 2008. Beijing.
So China did that. The intros are always like really.
Oh, yeah, they had like 800
So like
drummers and shit.
Japan's gonna do like it's gonna be nothing but like fucking badass big ass like 8K screens that move and drones
Robots,
and
yeah.
like Pokemon
Holograms.
Holograms.
Hell
It's gonna
yes.
be that intro is gonna be nuts and it'll probably come with like a explosion.
They're going to have robot Greco-Roman wrestling.
If they don't reference Akira in their intro, I'm gonna be really upset.
If we don't have a Rock'em Sock, if we don't have robot jocks. I want people in giant robot mech suits
I do too.
fighting each other at the Japanese Olympics.
They need to change the game.
And if they don't, then they have failed because
Then we're going to boycott.
They have a
A to Z
huge
movie night will
fascination
boycott.
with simulated animated rape and giant robot suits. So
Oh,
let's just hope they don't do the rape at the Olympics.
and also, like,
let's hope it's
also, all their
let's-
penises are pixelated. Which
Let's
is
hope
really
it's
weird.
just giant
That's
robots
a really weird physical trait.
and they have
Yeah.
tentacles and stuff.
and no
you know?
tentacles.
You can't escape the tentacles out there.
Japan, please just don't involve tentacles.
We definitely can't show a penis, but there's going to be dudes on the subway watching, like, tentacles going hoo-hoos.
Going in hoo-hoos.
It's a weird thing they have.
Or hoo-ha.
but-
Don't
Or
edit,
hoo-ha.
don't edit yourself, Aaron. You're better than that.
So like this being the groundbreaking anime film, and it's kind of weird that if anybody's like familiar with this movie, anybody watching is familiar or listening, it's the main version that we all know is the 2001. I want to say it's 2001.
Oh, yeah.
Pioneer
dub.
Pioneer did a redub of it in 2001. So this movie came out in '88, and it was groundbreaking, and it changed Japanese cinema in America and worldwide. I mean, it was the groundbreaking anime film. I mean, it made everything else past it possible.
But the American dub was
But
not very good.
that's the thing I was getting at is like the one that we all know and love is the, and I won't settle for any less. I think whenever we watched it last time, we listened to the original dub, and it's
It's a little hokey, yeah.
it's laughably bad. Like the effects aren't great. Like and it's very.
They weren't taking it serious yet. They didn't dump a lot of money into voice actors because they're like, nah.
Yeah, but but it's like that's kind of a thing that kind of like it kind of supports why this movie is so big is because it got big because of what it was as an art form with the art and how it looked and everything and what it set up for, but it wasn't the audio track for sure.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it got popular, especially this movie. It was word of mouth. Because you couldn't walk into Blockbuster at that time and go to the anime section, because that wasn't a thing. Like when Chris said he saw it at Suncoast, that was the only place I can remember way back then where you could find anime. You had to go to Suncoast.
Yeah, and there was probably like
And it
only
was
like
insanely expensive at the time, too.
Yeah.
Like if you were trying to buy
It
anime.
still is. Are you
and there was
serious?
only like two
It
other
was like-
movies
it
there,
was
like
like-
Ninja Scroll and
Yeah,
still is,
yeah,
Fire
like a couple. And maybe like some weird,
Yeah.
Aaron, are you goofing right now?
No, I'm texting people in the chat.
What's up with your hat?
Oh, I'm
He's just getting relaxed, man.
yeah,
Let him
dude. I'm
be.
just getting the fucking whatever I want to
Doesn't
do.
look comfortable with me.
I do whatever I want.
I want to go ahead and apologize ahead of time that I have a love affair with this little box of sweet tarts that I got earlier today.
Send us some sweet tarts.
Sweet tart.
Nestle, who does
We should have got
Who
some.
does sweet tarts?
We should have got some fucked up Japanese candy like wasabi Kit Kats.
I was
and
thinking
all that
about
stuff.
getting this,
you know?
like a whole like sushi spread, but I didn't know if that was racist.
I was hoping
And,
you'd bring in a like.
I was also
Why would
at
us
work.
be eating sushi be racist?
Man, you can't watch anime and eat sushi.
Oh,
bro.
speaking about things that there was a Kanye West video where
Yeah.
that song Power where he
He used clips from the movie.
The
one where he samples Daft Punk, harder, better, faster, stronger. That when Tetsuo was in that thing, there's shots in that video. It's exactly like that. There was an orgy video too. I can't remember the name of the song.
And I just want to touch on
Kanye sampled Daft Punk.
Yeah.
You've never heard it?
I'm gonna kill myself.
I just want to say,
really?
that I don't think anybody should feel bad about being racist toward Japanese people because they were probably the most racist. So
yeah.
Oh, they are the most racist people on the planet.
Here we go.
That checks out.
They're the most,
shut it down. Shut it down.
Well, they're the most homogenous society on Earth. They're not, 97% of their entire population is ethnically Japanese. So that's a thing. And they're historically isolationists, but all that.
Your hat's moved to the side.
This
wait, hold up.
We're way too early in this movie for y'all to be
goofing,
flipping your hats backwards.
I mean, I'm trying to get Tokyo street cred.
I love the character dynamics in this movie because, like I said before, they don't flesh them all out, but they get the gist across so well, and that it's like this interplay between the scientist is like this guy who's just like purely science driven,
and you can tell he's got like a god complex.
Yeah.
He's like, we will find out everything.
No, I wouldn't even say it's a god. It's just he has such a curiosity.
It's utter curiosity.
Yeah, you're right.
He'll follow it to his death.
And then the guy, the military dude, is the sanest person in this film.
Right. He's like, maybe there's some stuff we just shouldn't mess with.
Yeah, and he's just trying to keep everything under control.
Is it God? Yeah. Who are we to mess with gods? But the scientist is also, his curiosity is so much that he doesn't care who gets hurt in the process as long as he can find answers.
He's not even thinking about the outcome. He's thinking about like, let's just keep going with. He's just trying to get data.
Yeah,
which is really fucked up.
And he's like, I don't care how many human test subjects.
The city already blew up once.
There's no.
The city blew the fuck up like 20 years earlier.
He doesn't look at it that way.
He's like, let's just keep fucking around with this Akira thing. I bet nothing bad will happen again.
So all the
that ended well the first time around.
The main biker characters in the anime, they're all supposed to be about 14 or 15. And this takes place how many years after?
31.
So they're growing up. They have lived in a world.
Just all the blood.
I wish I could do that at work.
They're growing up in a world that has been recovering from.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing's an allegory for post World War II.
Oh yeah.
The rebuilding era.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
A lot of this stuff was inspired by that. I mean, Godzilla, obviously.
Right. Absolutely.
A lot of the anime at the time in the 80s, especially, a lot of them have like nukes and massive, they had to transition from a culture that enabled kamikaze planes. Yeah.
They were faced with like a Godzilla of the nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
And like they had it. It's a country that's like in a society that's well known for being just pride, it's the whole, it's Harry Carey, it's all that stuff, and they had to basically have like a societal level like relearning of what they are and who they are.
Well, they're the only people that saw firsthand what nukes can do, and the fallout even after the blast, the years and years of rebuilding and leukemia, all this shit, the diseases that came after. They're the only people that have ever had to deal with that. So of course it shapes who they are. I mean,
yeah.
Sure. I mean, sure. We have 9/11. But that doesn't that doesn't compare to what the two bombs that we dropped on them.
No, not at all.
Hey, let me tell you something real quick. All right. First of all, we gave them fuckers lots of warning. All right. When they flew over, they dropped leaflets on them. They said, "Hey, in about a week's time, we're going to decimate this. Y'all need to get out."
They ran into the blast.
They ran into it. You're goddamn right.
Yeah, but thought it was Christmas lights.
But that was like.
And also,
that's an incomprehensible amount. Like you can't even, like that thing at that time. You couldn't even explain to people how bad it would be.
And let me tell you something
too.
Can't
wrap your head around it.
And let me tell you something too. America bombed.
And we did it twice.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Hiroshima and Nagasaki are basically like manufacturing. They're not.
They're back. They're back now. Right?
Yeah, but they're not. No, still not. But they're not. They weren't city centers. Okay. If America wanted to just like kill civilians, they would have bombed Tokyo. It's closer. It's right on the coast. They bombed like places like industry centers that were making machinations, and they gave warning. Like I remember, I used to like think that America did some really like that was the shittiest thing they've ever done. But when you really think about it, it's really not. Like it was.
I would. Okay, and not knowing anything, but I would.
Yeah, I mean, we're forgetting.
I would say
slavery.
I would say as far as like horrible things.
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
would say
the worst.
that,
I'd have to say that's got to be the worst. I think we can all agree.
Comparing, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's
But
not
I'm
try
saying comparing to wartime atrocities, I would
Yeah.
say that Agent Orange was probably like
That's probably
worse.
just as bad. Yeah, that's just
because they
as
did
bad,
kill a lot
really.
of people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but at least it was like
At least it's
pretty-
over now.
Yeah,
the
but
Agent Orange thing
slavery
is
and
actually still
internment
going on.
camps and stuff. I mean, we were doing that shit on our own soil.
And let's get back to the movie.
So
yeah.
Tetsuo's got a
I
girlfriend.
should have dressed up like a fucking clown.
Oh, the sad
Because
titties
I
are
don't
coming
give a
up.
shit to talk about any of that stuff.
Those-
So it would be funnier if I was just
Okay,
like,
so
in
just to catch-
full-blown clown garb.
To get caught up in the movie, the biker gang was rolling around. They ran into one of these kids.
Oh, yeah.
The people who are controlling the kids.
And Tetsuo
de-
doesn't know how to ride
detected-
Kaneda's bike.
They detected
Yeah, he gonna be in
something in Kaneda, so they or Tetsuo, and they took him. And he just broke out of
What
the
a dick.
hospital that he was in, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go steal a bike." And now he's in trouble.
Well, he tried to steal his friend's bike, Kaneda's bike, which is a notoriously hard bike to ride.
That's a dick move.
Yeah, they kind of imply that
Yeah.
Kaneda's the only one that's able to
Yeah,
control
exactly.
that bike.
Yeah, in the beginning there was that foreshadowing of like,
I used
oh,
to
it has
always
this
think
and
that
this.
Kaneda was his older brother. Here comes the sad boobs.
Oh, no.
Okay, so in the
If you're watching and you don't want to see this, turn your head. Turn your head now.
Oh.
Warning you.
well, there's
Look how tough that guy is. He's wearing a strap-on clown nose.
there's backstory. There's backstory to it that they do in this, but it's even more so in the manga. But in this, their relationship is they were both orphans because they're growing up in a society that just got fucking decimated. So they're both orphans, and Kaneda he became like an older brother.
Yeah,
figure.
he's like
he watched out for him.
I thought he was
there's a
legitimately
cutscene
his
later,
older brother, but yeah,
Yeah.
towards the end, they explained that they grew up in the same
like foster
orphanage.
home or orphanage or whatever.
And he
it
kind
is.
of took Tetsuo under his wing because Tetsuo has always been the litter one that get picked on. He was always the runt, and Kaneda always was protective of him.
yeah.
He was always a bigger, stronger.
But
protection.
Tetsuo ended
Well,
up.
it's-
Yeah.
Tetsuo over the years ended up resenting
Well,
Kaneda
yeah, that's
for
what
that.
he's built up a resentment
Yeah.
for, like, I can
It's
take
like,
care
you
of
don't
myself.
always have to save me. I can. Yeah.
That's actually coming up. Actually,
yeah, that's where some of the strife.
You guys,
Look
I think
at that. I mean, dude, he's just beating the shit out of
I think we should start a Tokyo biker gang. What do y'all think?
yeah.
Just knock it off now.
Do you know any?
Happened just because you took my
You know any?
Yeah.
I mean, we know a lot of bikers, but
Yeah, but we don't.
not anybody that
Yeah.
Yeah,
rides
stop while you're ahead.
Kawasaki's.
Okay, never mind.
What did you think? Where do you think I was going with that?
Don't
Aaron,
say anything bad about bikers.
You've ridden
I'm
motorcycles
not.
before. What is?
I've ridden many motorcycles.
Is Kaneda's bike feasible?
Yeah, there's actually somebody that's made it. There's somebody that's made.
I've seen that before, yeah.
I mean,
Pop collar. Damn,
it's
son.
feasible. There's much wilder bikes out there. There's
Well, it's
monos.
kinda somebody like the Bat Pod from The Dark
Oh,
Knight.
yeah.
Somebody like
Somebody made that.
Oh, this scene is really cool.
made
Hold on.
that.
Somebody made motorcycles, dude. Like that's way wilder.
This scene is really cool.
Yeah, you find out his latent psychic
With
abilities.
the sound and
Man, Kaneda looks tough as hell in that fucking pink shirt.
He's giving me a Vegeta vibe whenever he was wearing the
Yeah.
pink button up.
God, he wore that pink shirt in 2 episodes, and nobody can let it
this
go.
image right here. This scene right here is fucking
Oh yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I remember that scene specifically whenever I first saw it as a kid.
Oh, that's
And like that
fucked up.
was because I caught it like halfway through, but like that one point where I was like, the tits was one thing. Yeah, I got a boner, but
You need to go
directly.
You need to go
directly-
get checked out, dog.
directly
man.
after.
You need help, Zach.
Directly. I mean, I don't know context at 12. I see boobies.
All right.
No means no.
I was about to go down that road and was like, no, I'm not at all.
We're not going to touch
Not
that.
gonna do it. Not gonna.
But I guess that's kind of other than the little kid at the beginning of the movie. I think what you're getting at, Zach, is that's the first time, like,
I was like, oh Jesus.
yeah,
Like
because Akira is trying to like telepathically communicate with them.
Yeah.
Friend alone.
I mean, but
And-
the animation for this film, even past that, like all the little details, like the folds in his shirt,
Yeah,
like all, even that one cut scene where like the doctors were looking at him. There's there's so much detail to every
and
single
sometimes
shot.
it's just little things that you're not even paying attention to, but like
Screw you.
the level of detail that they didn't even have to do.
Yeah.
There's like a shot where the helicopter goes by and the dude's hair starts blowing around and everything.
Well, past that and a little more technical is like it's past the detail is one thing, yeah, but the fact that they animated it at 24 frames a second minimum is that the motion is like most anime. You see the motion is like you see that they have a background that's flashing, and then like their characters just kind of wiggling. Like that's like basic anime stuff.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
with this, like every single thing has it's fluid motion. It looks like if you had filmed it, that's what you would expect.
Yeah, it
There's
flows-
no
it
jerkiness.
flows
There's
naturally.
no,
Like in some animes,
and that's important because
some
we're
animes,
visual
the
creatures. We pick up on
The
that.
character
yeah.
will be stationary and it'll just be their mouth moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, are they talking and like it's just like they're just doing this.
Nothing in the background's moving.
Yeah.
It's just them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Come on, let's
Those were shortcuts to make it cheaper. They spared no expense on this. And I think this was 88. When did Little Mermaid come out? 87, 88 probably?
God,
let me do
I
some
had it
Googling.
memorized.
Like
I
89.
think- I mean, we were just talking about this. But I think Little Mermaid was the last Disney film that
89 was Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid
That's what so
was the
that's-
last
Yeah.
Disney film that was strictly drawn. The whole thing was drawn.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was the last one because after that, Lion King, Aladdin, and all that stuff, they
Oh
were
yeah,
starting to
had,
use.
Definitely
had
had
started
computer
to-
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were starting to
you're
use
right.
computers and stuff. Little Mermaid was the last one was just totally all drawn. Zach can fact check me, but
I'm looking
I mean,
at
there
it.
are penises in it too. So
Yeah.
Oh man, if you've got that copy,
Little Mermaid was the last Disney feature film to use the traditional hand-painted cell method of animation. The Rescuers Down
I
Over
know my
was,
Little
was the
Mermaid
next
dog.
one. But it's maybe. I mean,
but you can tell by looking at it.
I would like to think
Yeah.
that they saw this and they were already working on Little Mermaid, but this
Yeah.
came out and they were like, "Fuck, we
Shit.
can't get any better than that."
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're done. Let's try something different. Like,
anyone that did hand-drawn animation, Zach wants them to blame Akira for how good they did with it.
It's
mean,
Akira.
Well, they just.
Do that. I'm gonna do that the whole movie.
I hope not.
I'm gonna do that the
Well, they
whole
also-
next 3 hours.
It was
of
also
this
just for
movie.
like saving money too. Like everybody was pumped up
that's-
about 3D anime, like all the computer anime, because it saved money.
yeah.
They what was it? They did that remake of Mary Poppins like last year or something. It was a live action
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
and it went like $20 million over budget or something because of those few scenes that they did like the hand drawn animation.
Yeah.
Because
Just
they had-
like the original movie. Yeah.
They had to call up like 70-year-old people who were retired because no one in Disney remembered how to do cell shaded animation.
Hey, how's your arthritis?
So-
Wait, what movie was that?
And Mary Poppins.
They did cell shading in Mary.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
like with the cartoon birds and stuff
Remember
like
in
that.
the original where Dave
Yeah.
Van Dyke
I
was
need to watch
dancing
that
with the
movie.
cartoons?
Yeah, they went.
It actually, I don't fucking care about Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
But that movie actually looked pretty impressive.
It extended the production by a year,
God, got
just
shot in
because
the
they
cheek.
had to bring in all these dudes who were retired,
Yeah.
and like pay them so much. money.
I mean that's the thing. I think that's why this movie is still so appreciated and why I still love it is because
shot too-
is because it's like it's
Oh,
this is like real. This is a work of art. It's not
Yeah.
just they did a movie. Like this took a lot of time. It took a lot of
2
effort by a
years.
lot of people, and like so many hands
that
touched
shot
every
always
single.
got me where he kind of just sinks into the
Sinks in the muck.
sewage.
you ever
Yeah,
notice?
I'm surprised they even got this done in 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, a
that's
two-
2 years
two
sounds like
hour
a
movie.
lot, but to consider that every frame of this was hand drawn.
Oh, let me. I'll look it up. I think we had
How many
we had a
ana-
number for frames. Yeah.
Well, how many animators were on it too? I'm wondering how many people were working drawing 24 hours a day.
Let me look it up.
I think
So Akira used over 160,000 animation cells,
Jesus.
Wow.
and that's counting like the backgrounds plus and then on top of that. So
Actually, I would have thought that number would be higher.
right,
My favorite parts are the backgrounds, to tell you the truth.
it had a budget of $8 million
Mine is
in
the
'88.
Sad titties.
the
No,
the,
it's Zach's already
bigatures,
established that.
the
the pictures, not the miniatures.
I like the these miniature sets. That's crazy right there.
See, that's Akira right there.
Yeah.
So he's like invading his mind.
Yeah, he's trying to show him,
Yeah.
hey, you need to get in control of these powers because I was the last you, and this is how I ended up. Don't do the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. So There's like quite a bit of lore because we're talking about how the
There's
manga
a
goes
Stell
back.
Getty
But
in the role of the
little kid is Stell Getty.
Yeah.
Blanche, you slut.
Blanche, you
There.
ignorant
Now, what's the
slut.
matter?
But no, I mean, like each one of these old ass little kids have like kind of different powers and stuff. Her power is like that of an oracle. She sees the
Yeah.
future, and
Don't they call him like espers or some weird shit in this? Like,
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
She's even able to like at one point when Tetsuo gets in there, she's able to calm him down. Like she can suppress the other's powers almost.
Yeah, they all have their own roles.
They all have their own
kind of
Yeah.
like RPG kind of thing.
And there's a lot of if Brian Castino is listening, I'm sure he'll agree.
Do you know
This
when?
is very similar to the story of the Phoenix and Jean Grey and her psychic powers, and when they get out of control, when the Phoenix invades her mind and it taps into this part of her brain she didn't even know, and
What's she talking
that her
about?
telekinetic powers are so strong that she could just vaporize
Does
everybody if
anyone
she
need a
wanted to.
beer?
Never thought of
Oh
that
yeah, I'll
connection.
take one of those acais.
There's no
What?
sign
Shall?
of any abnormalities in her EKG
Yeah, y'all drink beer because we're getting low on whiskey.
I think number 25 statement is probably her precognitive
spoken.
power at work.
Oh.
You know,
That's
this
fine.
needs to be brought before the Supreme Council for inquiry.
Oh, dude,
Do
Asai.
you believe her?
I have no
There you go.
doubts
It's not
regarding
racist,
number
right?
25's
Nah.
abilities, but
Asai is good.
substantiates it.
I want a Sapporo, but they didn't have it.
I like the Kirin
I'll
Ichibans.
tell
Yeah.
you my
Well, you know, we have like
Those are pretty good.
I have like a
Hey,
shit. I have a shitload of photos on.
Dang it,
the-
where's the penis? Oh, here it is.
I have a shitload of photos on the drive
Boy, Aaron.
of like Aaron brought like sake, and he brought like Sapporos, and we had action figures and all this stuff for
yeah,
that.
I couldn't remember where my Tetsu action figure was
Hey,
that
do
I
you
had the first time around.
You-
I think it's back home.
has to be. I'm good.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Give me the penis.
You need the penis.
Shout out to Hannah McMahon for
Yeah,
our
for
Pura
giving us
Vida
our-
Yeah.
bottle opener.
The studio's penis bottle opener.
No, yeah, thank you, Hannah. It's
Came to me and asked me
opened us up to
We had-
so many.
We had the mayor here the other day,
Shit.
sitting over there on the Wake Up
Did
Beaumont
you
podcast.
leave it out on the table?
No.
I,
literally.
I don't know if we left it out or not. I can't remember.
No, I just want everybody to know,
It was
and
cracking
y'all
me
don't know
up.
specifically, but I want everybody to know that probably at least 15 people who are running for city government this election season have been in the studio
Yeah.
I love that.
where we do this,
I will be back.
and they probably have no idea.
Where we drink beer and watch Akira
Yeah.
and talk about sad titties.
Sad titties.
Now,
So I don't really have a lot to add to this
That's all right.
movie at all. I mean, like I said, I've seen it
But in
a
spite
few
of that,
times in
Richard
passing at a
says-
party or late night here, whatever, ages
but,
ago.
But you've never sat down and watched it all the way through.
I've tried. You've seen it at the
Yeah,
house. I literally,
yeah, I saw it.
I've been trying to watch it for a week, and
Yeah.
I get distracted. I just
How
can't.
how can you not watch this movie all the way through?
It's long.
It's long, and I guess
It's a
it
long
just hadn't
movie.
clicked with me. I definitely don't dislike it. I'm not throwing shade, but I was confused why y'all would want me to come on the Akira episode when y'all fucking
Well-
knocked it out of the park. Apparently, with the one that got
Oh,
cursed.
dude, that episode was
Y'all apparently
amazing.
had the greatest time
Yeah.
of your lives. I'm not going to add to that
So-
at all.
No,
in
we
Akira.
turned into children again.
Here's the thing, though. It was kind of high pressure that the last time we did it with just the three of us, it being a long movie.
Yeah.
And you interjecting every now and then, it just, I don't know, it feels
Yeah,
like it
it
takes
works,
some
but
pressure
instead,
off.
like I'm just being quiet because y'all are talking about some deep shit that I can't actually.
That's all right.
I can't throw shade on. I'm like, yeah.
You'll
All
be
right.
you'll be the facsimile of the audience for us.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
He's gonna go look at Akira to get like his emotional stimulation.
Yeah, so check us out, Chris. This is like the cold storage where they actually keep the last pieces of Akira. It's kind of nuts.
Is it as nuts?
well,
It is
Akira,
body parts.
Akira is so
It is body parts.
he's so powerful that he's talking. He still exists, even though the explosion that destroyed Tokyo
So then,
also destroyed Akira, but somehow
It
they kept.
Sounds like you're
his-
talking about Sauron. So yeah, same
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, in
Kinda,
a way, yeah,
kinda,
in
yeah.
a way, yeah, and he's stored in this cold storage like underground thing. But they're building the new stadium for the Tokyo Olympics in 2020 on top of the site where it all went down.
Right. I mean, that is
No way.
yeah, it's like
Really?
Indian. It's like poltergeist type shit or something. Pet cemetery type stuff. All this. It's like a cover up. So all that crazy military stuff is underground, and it's literally under the the Olympic Village.
Yeah, like the read that you did is kind of like it gives away more information. It explains it kind of wrong because most people think they don't know about the the society doesn't know about the psychic kids. I don't think they just know that it was like a science experiment gone wrong.
Yeah.
They didn't know that it was like telepathic. They didn't know any of these things. They just thought it was like a bomb or something like that. So you got all these different factions. You got the military and the head guy over that who's trying to keep the shit under control. You have the scientists,
and these are kind of like resistance type people.
And then you have the resistance people who are trying to get these telepathic kids out because they're meddling, and they're meddling in the way that destroyed it in the first place.
Right.
So these are the people that are trying to stop that.
Right.
Whatever he is, he's certainly not a spy.
And then you just have Kanade just trying to like get it in the whole movie.
Trying to get it in.
That's all he's trying to do. That's his whole arc. He's like, I'm just trying to get
short,
it in.
Man.
Their last minute orders.
It is.
And the plan is in place
For a 15-year-old 2019 Neo Tokyo kid.
I will add that the sad titties were also 13-year-old titties.
Oh yeah, that makes him way sad.
Yeah, super sad.
Yeah.
You're kidding. A new subject?
It makes you
We
really.
need to know that.
That makes you really gross, Zach.
No, I mean,
Zach's like, but I was 12 too.
I
was 12 when I saw it, so it was okay. That I wasn't
Man,
sad.
I didn't know anything about this movie. I just saw titties and I got a boner. Okay, like that.
All right, I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass.
I didn't know anything. Like I've just now learned all these things in the last few years. So
I'll give you a pass.
Hey! What's the big idea?
He's using judo on him, just so y'all know.
I mean, dude, okay, and here's the props to Kanade. Kanade is basically like a Patrick Swayze kind of character.
No, I really think
or a
that
Kurt Russell kind of character.
Nah, I think it's older than that. I think they're.
He's like a
Get
Kurt
out of
Russell
here with that Kurt Russell type of character.
No, he is. He's like what,
Dude.
man? I'm just kind of here
no,
hanging
he's
out.
no, he is definitely a Japanese James Dean rebel without a cause. That's what he is. Look, he's got the red jacket with his collar up. That's what his inspiration was. Not Swayze. No, it was James Dean.
That would
Guaranteed.
make sense. That would make sense.
James Dean with a pill on his back. Oh, and here's that busted ass mayor.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing.
Oh,
is the
busted
mayors.
ass rat tooth mayor. Look at his rat tooth ass.
This is the busted ass, rat tooth ass mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, he's copping
Oh.
a pill. I would say that's probably a sad titty too.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother faction of this. Is like
Sad
this-
titty part 2.
this-
the
the
return of the
corrupt
the
government.
corrupt city. Yeah, the corrupt city government with this mayor just trying to.
Right.
And then there's the military. Dude, it gets.
Right. It's all
Yeah.
shitty political crap.
But like I said, they
Oh,
touch.
that guy's name's Ryu.
They present like they.
I say Ryu.
So you know like shitty
you say it
movies,
wrong.
shitty movies that we make fun of, where it's like we make fun of them ham-fisting the character development. Like this movie and this one, they do the same exact thing, but they actually there's backstory behind it, and it's actually has some depth. Like they touch on this part with the cults, but they don't embellish on it anymore, which is actually a big part of the manga.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger part. Yeah, they couldn't. Like you said, it's admirable that they still kind of threw it in there. But there's a whole bigger story to all of that. Shout out to anybody that is actually watching along with
I
us
can tell
right
you
now.
who is.
We got quite a few actually.
Shoot us some questions. Call us out on anything. If we said something completely bullshit, we'll try to give you a shout out, give you a name drop.
It's a good idea.
Give us a question in the comments if you want us to
And this.
figure something out that you're wondering about. It could be about the movie or just our personal lives.
I mean, anybody that's watching
Exactly. Like, how's
Ask about
Tim
us.
truly feeling
yeah,
about
I mean,
today?
check on us every once in a while.
I mean, ask how Tim's doing once in a while.
How are we doing?
Fucking assholes.
I mean, anybody that's watching right now is about a month ahead of when this will come out on the podcast. And I just want to tell everybody who's listening, if you listen to the podcast, that all the episodes that we plan to put out in March will be dropping all in the same day, like Netflix.
Ooh.
And we're going to drop our Surf and Turf series probably in a couple of days. So
Nice.
look out for that.
I mean, come on, Surf and Turf. You know it's going to be good already.
Think it up.
Spring break.
Cheers to, we're probably about halfway through the movie.
Oh, boy.
I don't even know about that, but all right.
Cheers to those watching along with us.
Yes, sir.
Cheers.
no proof that the last
Cheers to this
world
bald
was
head.
caused by Akira, in my opinion. And what makes
Don't
your
you
opinion
understand?
worth anything?
Unless an
Yeah, he looks like a
You watch your goddamn mouth about bald heads.
looks like
Okay.
a
I was in
super.
the middle of taking a shot. I couldn't even respond when I wanted to.
He looked like a
sorry.
Superman villain, like with the big head. His
Potty
name's
time.
Mastermind.
The colonel has lost sight of his duty.
That guy looks like John Jonah Jameson over there.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, where are we going to get the money for this? And he's like, I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Bring me Spider-Man.
It's just not.
Then what about that?
I like watching stuff like this too sometimes and going, okay, if they did do a live action, who would play?
Yeah, I like doing that. That's a fun
If y'all are
exercise.
listening with us, who would play that Colonel?
To cover up your misconduct, admit it.
What are you getting at?
I don't know. Let's see. Have to be
Idris
somebody.
Elba.
The guy that played Zangief in the Street Fighter movie.
the guy that played Zangief.
Have to be some. It's probably be The Rock. No, in Hollywood, they just make The Rock
Some
be
big
in
old
it.
boy.
Yeah.
Or Idris Elba.
I saw a picture
Idris Elba
where
would
it
be
had.
dope.
I mean, Idris Elba could do anything, and I'd watch it.
He could be
I mean,
James
I watched
Bond. That's
that
for sure.
garbage called Dark Tower,
Yeah.
so that shows
God
that
bless.
that shows that I'll watch anything with Idris Elba in it.
I've been in a real Dark Tower mode lately. Just sidebar.
His behavior is intolerable.
So here's a question from the audience. Scarlett asks us, what is an anime movie that you went into with high expectations but were utterly disappointed?
Ooh, yeah. Let me think on that.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember the last good one that I
I'm
watched.
not a huge anime movie fan. I only like a couple.
Yeah.
I
You're a show
I
guy.
will say that Netflix live adaptation of Death Note was garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
That- you're-
not technically anime. That's
Yeah,
live
yeah.
action.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about I'm actually of the few people that liked the live action Ghost in the Shell. The whitewashing of Scarlett Johansson aside, that actually was a pretty good movie.
I just want to say I would cast the general with Josh Brolin.
That's
Ooh,
there you
there
go.
you go.
Boom.
Good,
That'd
good
be
call.
it.
Good
I,
call.
I
right
was
here.
watching while
Who
I
would
was
make a
peeing.
great gunslinger as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anime that I was disappointed by?
Anime movie.
Well, you had high expectations that fell short. Yeah.
You know?
I don't remember the last one I had
Dude,
high
I'm-
expectations.
yeah.
Let's just go ahead and throw. It doesn't have to be a movie. It could just be anime in general.
Well, yeah. Well,
If I bring the workers
What was it? What's the one where they're in the desert?
leave now and come back, but the work's got to be
oh, that. Yeah.
One shot?
Oh, Trigun?
Trigun.
No, not Trigun.
I will say down
Oh.
the road, they eventually made a limited series of Ninja Scroll. It was supposed to be like a sequel, or it was like a couple episodes.
Oh,
something.
yeah, I know what you're
And
talking
that
about.
was
It was
complete-
garbage.
That was
It was
garbage.
garbage,
It
yeah,
did
yeah.
not hold up to the.
It wasn't 95.
So that's
Ninja
what
Scroll.
I'd say that was mine, because I was so excited. I was like, more Ninja Scroll? Fuck yeah! And then it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Mine was probably some random
Zach,
Dragon Ball Z
Zach,
movie.
you were saying earlier one thing that fucked you was when his guts fell out when he was having that vision.
Oh,
Yeah.
the teddy bear
This
coming
part-
up? This
was that part
No,
for me.
this is like the one of the landmark scenes. I would
Yeah.
say, like one of the classic scenes.
This was the scene for me that I was like, what the fuck? That is creepy as hell. All the goo starts
the
coming
music
out.
in it too.
Yeah.
And this is, yeah.
The toys.
And then he wakes up and he becomes,
Was this before Puppet Master?
because I was like,
Definitely after.
is this before the Brave Little Toaster?
Definitely after. That's a totally
And
different
that
one
reminds me of
that'll
the
fuck you up.
talking car from Roger Rabbit.
That's one thing that's like so incredible about
This,
this,
yeah,
this
see,
movie
that-
is the music. You know, the
That
soundtrack.
right there.
I
yeah.
mean,
Sound
really, I mean,
effects,
that dome.
aura, just everything about it. Like
That's, I mean, yeah.
That
it's a
creeped
one of a
me out.
kind.
The music is a major part of it.
This thing creeped me out.
I was reading earlier, like
All the
Googling for
milk?
something.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, what
All the
is
milk
that
coming out of
supposed
it?
to be?
I was Googling earlier, and I was looking up like about the impact that it made,
What the
and
fuck?
like a lot of people, like Cowboy Bebop
yeah.
follows in its footsteps to where
Oh, yeah.
the music took like a place in the medium, I guess you could
Yeah,
say.
it made it. Yeah.
Yeah, it made it what it was.
without, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that
In
jazz.
Cowboy Bebop,
that jazz
especially.
intro
Well,
song.
every title of every episode was named after something related to music. So,
Yeah.
like, music was a big part of it, but they were inspired by it from this movie.
Dude, imagine stepping on one of those big Legos with your bare feet.
This is where they started introducing like horror elements.
breaks your spine.
Like, instantly, just
You're like in
Because
a chair.
at this point, is for everything we've seen up to this point, you're like, okay, is this fucking really happening? Is he
Yeah.
having a
Yeah.
nightmare?
So
they're showing you like with that.
Yeah.
So this right here.
Yeah.
But they're showing you it's like milk. What's this? Because it's little fucking
That
kids.
makes me think of
it's like
the
tiny little
androids
kids.
and the alien
Well, the
movies.
psychic
Where
the psychic
they bleed
kids
that milky substance.
The psychic kids are picking up on that this guy is as powerful or almost as powerful as Akira was.
Yeah.
So like what they're trying to do here is
They're just trying to play with him.
No, they're not.
trying to scare
they're
him.
trying. No, they're trying to kill him.
Yeah,
But they're children. So
their idea of killing somebody is like, let's just freak him out until he has
Driving
a
him
heart
to
attack.
suicide?
Well, that I mean, I guess so. But like that's the thing is like they know that he's a danger, and they're trying to stop that danger as best they can. But like the blood just freaked him out because they're kids. You know?
exactly. As soon as he stepped on the glass and they saw real blood, they couldn't do it anymore.
Because
Fucking sissies.
I mean, I'm sure.
Derek says that's his favorite scene in the movie, and that's why he's so
It's one of
twisted.
the and then the scene coming up in his escape. Yeah, I'll agree with you, Derek. That scene and
The
then
escape
this,
scene is pretty badass.
Yeah, when he just fucking
Yeah, we'll see. It's coming up. But I mean, that's the thing is, I think I don't know much about the manga, but I don't know if because Akira is still
manga. I
around.
gotta say, my
Manga.
daughter would have fucking. Oh my god, my daughter would have been like, "It's manga."
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. A manga.
So I
but,
gotta.
But it's like they're.
Hey man, how come they read that shit backwards? Like, what's up with that, man? I've put it in my hand and it's
Why
so
do I gotta
weird.
read it if I can just watch people do it?
Akira
The binding is on the wrong
he's still
side.
there. He's still there in spirit. Oh, this is the one.
Yeah, this little.
Oh, his escape scene.
Oh,
This
yeah,
little
the
force
push.
bubble that he
Push.
does. Yeah. When we're talking about attention to detail, when he
That's been replicated a bunch.
the
I
blood
can't think
dripping
of.
off this just
Damn.
Yeah, dude, he just
So fucking cool.
and then this like they're dripping off the
his
ceiling.
hand just fell,
Yeah,
bro. Like
it's fucking great.
he just gooified things.
But
Couldn't imagine watching
so
this on
Akira is
acid
still
or a hallucinogen of any kind.
Ooh, no, thank you.
He's still there. Like I don't know if they have communication with him or anything like that. But
I
the
think
reason
the
the
other
reason
kids do.
the reason they wanted to
Well, he's a
kill him
brain
is,
and a brainstem in a
yeah,
jar.
well,
in
but
case you haven't seen it.
I think Tetsuo is more powerful than him, and that's why they want to stop him because they know what's happening.
It's kind of like a Anakin Skywalker situation.
Be careful.
Okay,
Where it's like he's too
Why do you
powerful.
even-
Well, it's like he's too powerful, and some of the Jedi are like, no, don't teach him because he'll fucking kill us all. And then Obi-Wan's like, no, I got this.
No, there's no actual canon as to what happened in Anakin Skywalker's story. There's like a few movies, but
I'm just saying it's
not real.
the conversation of some people are like, oh man, let him live, and the other people are like, no, kill him.
Isn't that part of like the Umbrella Academy to where like the most
Don't spoil
dangerous?
it. I got one episode
I don't know. I
left.
haven't seen any of it.
I have like
Yeah.
5 minutes left of the first episode.
Yeah, I haven't.
Pretty cool.
I haven't
It's
watched
good.
any of it.
It's
It's
great.
all right.
I suggest it.
I was hesitant because it was written by a guy that was in Panic at the
Yeah,
Disco.
Mike-
No, it wasn't. My Chemical Romance.
Yeah,
My Chemical- yes,
I
My
actually just
Chemical
saw that
Romance.
recently.
Same fucking thing.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
hesitant, but it's actually pretty
AFI,
good.
it's all the same.
It had me yelling at my
Oh,
TV.
AFI
Y'all
fans
are-
will get mad at
Y'all
you.
are so disrespectful.
It had me yelling
not
at my
saying
TV,
anything.
so I'll give it props on that.
No, it's
This is one of my favorite scenes too, though.
yeah.
So this is what I always wondered about this scene. Is like, how come like janitors in the sewer have cool like hover bikes,
Pistols?
but on the
Oh.
street you just have regular motorcycles?
He's got a fucking Gatling gun attached to that
It's
thing.
2019. That's not this 2019, right?
That's
This
true.
is taken.
That's awesome.
Like all the movies that we've done.
Was that a
have
severed
taken place
hand?
in this,
Still
this year.
attached to the gun.
God dang.
Yeah, the finger was like had a death grip on the handle of the gun.
Death
Well,
grip.
we were talking about the dubs too, the
tight.
different dubs. In this dub, the one guy with the mustache that's like part of the Resistance, it's the same guy that does the voice of Gene Starwind in Outlaw Star, which is another very underrated. If you love Cowboy Bebop, go watch Outlaw Star.
Is it made by the same dude?
No, but it's
No.
it's a good
That was
successor.
Space Dandy was his newest
And
work.
It's a good
Samurai Champloo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I
if you
mean,
like
that
Cowboy
came after,
Bebop,
but the
Outlaw
newest
Star
work
is
is
really
Space
good.
Dandy.
Yeah.
it's a really good show. But why you got to watch the unedited versions, not the ones they showed on Toonami. I think that's where a lot of people got their introduction to
I think
anime
so,
was
too.
Toonami.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they did
yeah,
Dragon
that
Ball
was mine.
Z,
Yeah.
Gundam Wing, Outlaw Star.
Fist of the North Star.
Well, I don't think that was on because that was a
That was
pretty
a
adult
movie.
show. That was a movie.
Oh, that was on Adult Swim later, not
yeah,
Toonami.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Gundam Wing was a really good one. That's another one that they're trying to turn into a live action movie.
I mean, I would love to see an Akira live action if they did it properly, but I just don't. I don't have any
that's
faith.
why-
That's why the medium of anime exists, is because you don't need anything beyond it. It's fine where it is. No one needs a live action.
We don't need live action. We
adaptation of
need
any
more
anime at
We
all.
need more anime that had this kind of production. Like
This is.
I'm not saying we have to go back to cell shading, but like the amount of time and detail in this, like that's.
So do you think there was something lost, like when the advent, like when Pixar started getting really big, like things like Toy Story and why, like where it's all just. Do you think there's something lost there? Like,
Well, they've never rivaled like anime films like in the theater, so it's not like anime.
well, as far as money
having
goes,
to fight Pixar, but yeah,
they're way better. But as far as their grosses, but I'm saying I think there's something a little lost in the artistry in it.
Yeah, I think the fact that these were done by hand,
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
thing that you're seeing was done by hand. I think there is something lost.
100%.
just like we
But-
all
but I
agree,
also-
practical effects in a film are way better than CGI.
Yeah.
I think
it's
there's a finer line between like practical and CGI and this and digital animation.
Yeah.
I think there's a much finer line.
Oh,
because
But,
there-
well, yeah, you could argue the pros and cons. I mean, both like okay, you could do a lot more on the computer, but just look how cool that looks.
yeah.
There's your bubble you were talking about.
Yeah.
So, like, one thing about anime with me is, like, I think my favorite subgenre of anime is science, like the sci-fi animes, because the beauty about, like, anime is that you can depict, like, crazier things at a much less cost, like Cowboy Bebop.
Sure.
Think about think of how much it would fucking cost to make a live-action Cowboy Bebop show, right?
And we're just talking about like
Yeah.
just how much it would cost to make a shitty movie, but make it look like Cowboy
Make it
Bebop,
look good, yeah.
an abnormal
Right.
amount of money.
But I
It'd be
love
stupid.
I love sci-fi anime. Like this movie right here, it's so stupid to even try to make a
Yeah,
live
I
action.
don't
movie,
like
you know? It's-
fantasy anime or any of
No.
the Inuyasha or any of that. Like all
But
I
dude,
like the science fiction anime.
I'm a sucker. Like Gundam Wing, grew up on that. You know,
I never got into Gundam or any of those mecha type shit.
I grew up on it, man.
Yeah.
That's what I liked. Is I mean, well, okay, live action Gundam shit is pretty dope. Like with
Yeah.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robot
yeah, I
Jack.
can
But-
get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pacific Rim.
Now, I did try to get into Code Geass, which is apparently renowned as one of the best animes ever, and it's definitely a mech type anime show.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
a lot, dude. That's just there's
yeah,
a lot of them.
I feel like this one's on another level because when I finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, everybody was like, "You got to check out Code
Yeah.
Geass," and it turned out to be
I love
one of
Full
those.
Metal Alchemist too.
See, now he's. At first, he didn't understand what the fuck was going on with him, but
Oh,
now, when I think it's his proximity to these other ones, and the fact that he sees what they're doing to him, he's like, okay, I got this power. I don't understand what the fuck it is yet,
Yeah.
but I know that I can use it, and these dudes are pissing me off. So,
Yeah, they're terrorizing him.
Yeah.
They're fucking
Yeah. So,
like
yeah, what did
manifesting
y'all
giant.
expect?
Well, this is also a response to like the whole thing where he was he's always been like the young kid who can't do
Yeah.
anything on his own, and he's been fighting
And
that.
now he finally has
and
the
now
strength.
he has
Yeah.
he has a power that he can he's power, so he's his ego is driving him right
yeah,
Proceed straight ahead.
he's using his powers for bad. And he's not a villain.
No,
I
he's
mean,
like,
even though he turns against all
He
of his
is
friends.
he is the antagonist.
He's
but
the
he's-
nah,
antagonist.
there's a bunch of antagonists.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's several. There's the colonel, there's the scientist, there's
He's
the
almost
mayor.
He's almost an environmental like antagonist.
He's-
he's like a force of nature.
Yeah, he's he's the
Yeah.
uncontrollable
Right.
bomb, the missile that you can't stop. A shark.
There's
Or,
right, exactly. You don't blame a shark for its nature.
yeah, you don't blame a shark for eating
right.
you. It's a fucking shark.
The society is one of the like the school, the failed society. That's one of the
Yeah.
antagonists.
The corrupt government
scientists,
that's
the
been
corrupt
burying all the
government. Yeah.
truth.
It's kind of he's like an outcome. I mean, but like you like him as a character. Like he's
Yeah, he's not a bad person.
no.
He's just
Now look at this. He's
he's
going
confused and frustrated.
He's going head to head with like all the other
All three of them.
all the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
and they eventually give.
It's funny how there's so many iconic scenes in this movie. It's so long and all that every time you watch it, you kind of forget about a certain scene. Like I've completely forgot about this scene right here
Who the hell are you?
because some of them stand out so vividly in your mind. You
Right,
You
yeah.
don't really think about all of
What's
them.
the matter? Is your head hurting?
See, even the doctor doesn't even care about his own safety. He didn't even care that Tetsuo could just go.
Yeah.
He's just so.
Tetsuo, you have a headache. Just come here. I have some drugs.
This is also like a symptom of the drugs that they're giving them. They're highly addictive. If they don't have them, they're in pain.
Yeah.
Like they age rapidly. All the kids that are in the program are they're rapidly aged.
It takes a toll on their body. And well, that's why Akira is like the brain can survive without the body because it's so strong. It doesn't need a physical form.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of, they never really delve into it, but I think the reason these kids look the way they are because every time they use their powers, it takes a little bit out of them. You know, it ages them, makes them weaker. Their minds are strong as hell, but their bodies are frail.
Whatever it is, it's powering them.
He's been invading my head all along. Where is he? Where's this Akira? Tell me now.
Where is he? Well, he's in a jar. Two stories down.
He's basically on a suicide mission. He's like, I want to find this Akira guy.
He's like,
to
I need
get
to
him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because he's
like,
invading his
"It's not that
brain, dude. Like every time he goes to sleep or passes out, he's invading his brain and showing him Tokyo blowing up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired of seeing all this fucking stupid shit in my head.
Threat level to facility integrity has passed level 7. Enacting disaster protocol.
And they never like. I wish somebody on the internet would make a
chaotic good.
I wish somebody would make.
There
like,
you go, Derek. Yeah.
Oh, chaotic good.
He's antagonistic. Yeah, he's chaotic.
I want to do. Let's do a cheers to Derek because he's been watching and commenting the whole time.
Yes.
I think he's watched every one we've done live. I just want to give him a shout out because we love you, buddy.
We love you.
Chris, get in here.
I'm coming. I'm sorry. There was a ton of fans downstairs. I had to go outside and.
Oh man, when I just went out there,
I pulled my sash out of my pants and just kind of waved it at them, and they went fucking wild. Dude.
Hell yeah, bro!
It was awesome.
I dangled my baby over the edge.
I went outside and I said, "Can I
it's
come
like
down
a
there?
WWF crowd out there.
Can I come down there?"
Cheers and shouts out to Derek Stringer. Thank you for being
Thanks
such
for
a
watching.
loyal fan.
Yeah,
hanging out with us.
Thanks for our loyal fans. It's nice.
Thanks for making cool shit.
For sure.
That too. We got pops that we're still trying to give away for years. Shout out to Brian.
No,
Casino.
we've got it. We just got to find the person.
Well, it's Brian. Brian's got to come get it.
You're the nerd.
Canada. What are you?
Oh God, I keep thinking they're pronouncing Canada wrong, and it's getting on my fucking nerves.
It's Canada.
What's our running time right now?
For the rescue.
We are at.
Hurry up.
We're halfway through.
There you go.
We got an hour
my
left.
God.
Whenever you said halfway, I was like, "Nah, I don't think so."
We weren't close.
This sweet tart box
That's what
is
we
definitely
do,
going to
man.
go down.
Is that the last of Sweet Tarts?
Absolutely not. Would you like to? You like a hit?
Let's crush up some Sweet Tarts and put them in our shots.
That sounds like a great idea.
Get that sugar rush.
Too, I say weird side, like watch that. Y'all gotta watch that Motley Crue biopic
No.
on Netflix.
I heard they fucked it all up. Do you ever read the book?
No, I didn't read the book. The movie, the movie's it's a typical.
It's okay.
It's a color
It's
by
okay.
numbers. Yeah,
Or they made it boring.
band gets together, 45-minute montage of partying. Cue downfall. Cue home sweet home. Band gets back together. The end.
Like all the
Nah.
parts were sloppy, but like it was a novel approach with the characters and the narration and everything. It was actually pretty cool.
The guy that played Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones played Mick Mars, which is crazy.
No,
I didn't
yeah,
recognize him until about halfway through
Yeah,
because
that's
of
right.
horrible wigs they were wearing. That was
Yeah.
one thing I couldn't get over the whole
The
movie.
horrible wigs?
They were awful wigs they were wearing the whole thing.
Because those bros were all natural. They just teased that shit and blew
Teased
dry
it
it
up.
and.
Oh yeah.
What else? Ran some speed through it. Whatever.
See, she's definitely the strongest one. The girl's definitely the strongest of all the other.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, right there she looks like the old lady that shows up at the end of Poltergeist.
She does.
This house is clean.
Exercise of the demons.
I still, this whole time when we're talking about if live action casting, I keep trying to think of who would play Tetsuo.
Tetsuo.
Okay,
Let's-
so we
let's
settled
think
on
of
either Josh Brolin or Idris Elba for the general,
Yeah.
for sure.
Or The Rock. I said
Okay,
The Rock.
whoever's watching with us, throw in the comments. Throw
Yeah.
out what you think, who you think should
I
play
want the
Kaneda
scientist.
and Tetsuo.
I want
Yeah.
the scientist to
Tetsuo
be
has to be Weasley as fuck,
To be
like-
what's the guy? Fuck, y'all gonna make fun of me. He played the Green Goblin.
Willem Dafoe
Willem Dafoe would be
Oh,
the
yeah.
scientist.
or
That'd be
Christoph
great.
Waltz.
That'd be great.
That's
Christoph
good.
Waltz
That's
would be a good
idea.
scientist too.
I think Tetsuo has to be played by Daniel Radcliffe because he's little and Weasley.
I thought of Daniel Radcliffe like 10 years ago, maybe.
You just got told, bro.
Burn!
Oh,
you
sick
piece
burn.
of shit!
We're burning.
You fucking loser!
No, I didn't mean
I
that.
don't-
Jesus Christ, Aaron. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
I'm just gonna hide now.
No, but that he was one of the guys. Because I remember hearing a long time ago Zac Efron. I was like, the fucking dude from High School
He's
Musical.
too hot, man. He's too
Yeah,
hot.
he's too
Like,
attractive.
He can't. He could be Canada.
But I feel like that was like racist whitewashing. They were like, he's got black hair, so he could pass for Asian.
My God.
I'm trying to think of like younger, like up and coming actors that could play him. I still think Estelle Getty who's got the role right there.
that's her, man.
Is she
That's
still
just-
with us?
Not, probably not.
For y'all that don't know the name, she was the oldest one in Golden
You know what's
Girls.
funny? Did you know that Estelle Getty was?
Estelle Getty was.
Do you know
Don't
that
stop her? My mom will shit.
Do you know she was actually the
She wasn't
youngest?
the oldest one.
Well, in real,
Yeah, exactly. She
and-
was
no.
she was the
Are you
youngest
serious?
Golden Girl.
in
As far
real
as
life,
the real world.
In real life?
in
Wait,
real
yeah.
life, she was
Are you
youngest.
serious?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
they just dressed her up to look old, kind of like the
Yeah.
Emperor
Put
in
her a
Return
wig
of the
on,
Jedi.
shit.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
and
but she was
just
actually
blew
the
my
youngest.
mind.
Just
Yeah.
like in Hook.
B. Arthur was the oldest. So
Just like Hook,
the one that played
the girl that
fucking her
plays
daughter.
Derek said that
The grown-up version
his
of Wendy.
cast for the scientist
yeah.
That was all makeup.
his cast for the scientist
I never knew
is
that.
Gary
Maggie Smith.
Oldman.
That's pretty
Wait,
good
what?
too. God, that's pretty
that's
good too.
decent. I don't-
like
I don't
that.
agree with
He's
that,
not
though.
big enough, but I kind of like
I
it.
want Gary Oldman to be the
Derek's
cult
saying
leader.
that because
Gary
of the
Oldman can
mustache.
do anything.
I think I think he's thinking of the mustache he was rocking in the Dark Knight series. Because
Oh,
I was
probably.
like, somebody's gonna pull off a bit. I was like, Jeff Bridges.
No. Gary Oldman can do anything. He's 100% right.
Okay, let's
He's
just
the
get
best
down to
evil
brass
actor.
tacks. Who's Kurt Russell playing it in this movie?
No one. Captain Ron. he's Captain Ron.
He plays himself. Kurt Russell is starring as
So look,
himself in
so,
Akira.
all right, so check it out right now. We just had this like Mexican standoff between the personal military like corporation from the
then the
scientists,
private, yeah.
and then the public military,
Blackgate.
So the guys in Olive, that's like actual Japanese military guys.
Blackwater, not Blackgate. Excuse me.
Whatever. And so
No, I'm correcting myself.
they just had this like personal standoff. Old captain here, he's fucking taking charge. He's like, "Look at yourselves. Like we could take forces
We could
together.
decimate
and,
you.
yeah,
Stand up, you cowards.
let's take back our country."
Tired
'Cause
of
they
being
took our
surrounded
jobs.
by you fucking
What's up?
libtards.
I want the bartender to be played by Tim Postlethwaite.
Weren't you?
Dude, you got a lot of buffing up to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bartender's pretty fucking.
I mean,
yoked.
you gotta
I'll
whitewash
help you
it,
shave
you
your
know?
head, though.
I mean, I kind of look exactly like that guy.
yeah.
especially with
Yeah.
that mustache that's
You know-
coming
you
out
know,
of his
Tim, that-
nostrils.
that would've
Give me a
worked.
bald cap and we're
That would have worked like
Ball caps
before
offend me.
before we went to video, but I don't think it works now.
lately in the
get a real bald guy to play the
Yeah,
part.
that or
Don't put a
let me
bald
shave
cap
you,
on
Tim.
expensive, right?
Will this episode end with me shaving you?
Shave my butthole.
Tune in.
Oh wow, we're
Okay,
getting
no,
we're getting
no,
the,
I didn't go there.
we're getting
No.
the exclusive scoop right now.
was talking
What,
about
what
your
about?
head.
Oh,
And the checkpoints are so strict.
You didn't cut yourself when you touched my hair, did you?
God, it's so perfect.
I
and
also
thick.
if you need your head shaved, I can shave it. I've had a lot of practice on Chris.
It's
I'm
true. It's true.
pretty good at
Really?
shaving heads now. Yeah.
Yeah, we live together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I just
sweet.
I
Like,
put
bro,
on
shave my head. I don't
I
feel
put
like
on like
Oh,
missing
Tejano
spots.
music.
okay.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
He straight up killed him because he was trying to get the pills. I don't
Right.
think they.
Who's that?
When he came to the bar, he's like, "I know you fucking sell the capsules." Yeah, so he's just gone full blown Joker mode now.
Why are you here? You did this, didn't you?
He's like, "Fuck you guys, y'all always made fun of me."
What the hell are you talking about?
So this is the dub that y'all prefer? Because I
Yeah.
can't remember any
This
of
is
the dubs.
the new one.
No,
I
this-
guess.
I couldn't tell you which dub I saw originally. or
I'll try to play
in the
the
past
old
or
one for you
whatever. I
later.
mean, it sounds like
it's so
anime.
No,
here.
it's no.
This is
the-
a really good dub.
the,
Well,
the-
like-
the
Yeah,
bad
if it
dub
was
is
worse,
bad.
then
The
Yeah.
bad dub is bad. Let's just say that.
And that might be why the first time I ever watched this, I was like, it was beautiful and it was gorgeous, but I didn't get it and I didn't like it. It's
Yeah.
because I was watching that old dub.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned earlier, do they, when you said earlier that they're like 14, 15, they don't straight up come out and say that in this, do they? I don't remember them ever. They mentioned that they're like in high school or something like that, but they don't actually say their age.
Yeah, not really. They kind of do, but they don't.
And at the same time, like these are supposed to be like our protagonists, like the good guys, but they're like all drug addicts too.
Well, everybody's story is they're growing.
Yeah.
They're growing up in a world to where
they're a 15-year-old biker gang that pops pills.
Yeah, it's dystopian. Neo Tokyo.
So there's no like real good guys in this movie. They're all pieces of shit. They even show in that first,
in their own way.
In that first chase scene, the biker fight, they're like throwing Molotov cocktails at just random people. Like they're not.
Hey, do you guys see this little?
They're
prison?
not egging a house.
Do you see this like
right?
This prison cell they're in.
Nobody's innocent in this world.
I hope they go back to. You know what this prison cell actually reminds me of? I'm pretty sure that
the island.
Civil War, the very last fight scene between them was like directly lifted from this. Yeah. That's the exact same like composition.
Well, they went all the way to the ground, but
I get
what
it
you're
looks
saying.
exactly alike.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like a World War II. It's like a repurposed World War
like
II
a
bunker.
Yeah, it looks like an old bunker that they've turned into a jail.
Never noticed that before. That's kind of cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like the effects of this movie and the
Humans were once
the
and before that.
what's the word I'm looking for? Like
sweetheart?
It's
I'll have a
Fuck out of my
sweetheart.
face.
All right, fine.
I'll have one.
Anybody want to?
Let me have a
Next time, bring some Skittles.
I mean, I would say the art direction,
but
the
not
art
those
direction.
hot ones.
Yeah,
like that last time.
I forgot about those.
It's in the genes, right?
I mean, this movie has had influence on a.
There was genetic material.
I mean, God, we could sit here all day long and talk about.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily even just like story-wise inspiration, but like just visual. I mean, Matrix. I mean, and then this was inspired by Blade Runner. I'll go to my grave.
Oh, definitely.
Saying that this.
Definitely.
Everyone shares those ancient memories.
I mean, but so many movies.
So this girl's
getting
Matrix Reloaded.
There were definitely like parts of Cowboy Bebop.
That's
that
a
felt
callback.
Insanely
To
Blade
anybody
Runner.
that pays attention to
earlier
the posts
today.
we make. Yeah, you may pay attention to the posts we make.
Somebody bought 30 copies of Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah,
I want to know how that store had 30 copies of Matrix Reloaded.
I just want to know the
some
story.
dude way back when was like, dude, buy all the copies you could have. This movie's going to be huge.
It's a conspiracy theory. It's
That's
within.
what I'm thinking.
It's
Somebody
within.
turned in 30. The next few hours later, somebody went in.
Honestly,
Yeah,
they-
that guy at a
They
GameStop.
Or
probably
the dude
no,
that works there.
No, they bought out a closed down Blockbuster. Their manager was like, "Let me just sell this shit to the pawn shop."
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
they
then
got it all
they got
for
30
free.
copies of everything. Basically, I mean
It's
that
like,
movie
I'll
was
give you
huge
a
whenever
dime
it came
for
out.
every one.
I'm sorry, you guys have to go pee.
You have to. Okay.
Get out of here.
Anybody need Aaron to pee for him while he's in there?
Go back then.
No way.
How often do you think people that live in Maine drain the Maine vein?
Probably every day, at least.
That sounds logical, actually.
We watch in English because that's what we speak here.
It's none of your business.
Yeah, I was curious if anybody was going to talk about being a purist, because
What I'm
like
saying is, he doesn't know about us, does he?
I'm not a massive anime fanatic, but I started watching Attack on Titan in Japanese, and now it's the only way I want to watch that show.
Right.
I do
there's
not
a
like watching it in English at all. But
there's
then
a big dub sub.
No,
I'm
of
just saying,
course, I know
well,
there's
on
a thing.
I've
but-
noticed a couple times on this where we're watching, the subtitles are not what they've been saying. Because
Well,
earlier,
you can't translate
Kaneda,
languages.
when they were being interrogated, Kaneda was looking at the papers, and the subtitle said, "Oh, she's cute," but the dialogue said, "Oh, she's hot."
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I was like,
you
why-
can't translate something.
why is the
you know,
diff-
I actually found
Lost in translation,
I found
I
a
guess.
weird sub dub thing with on Netflix with Kung Fu Hustle, because the first time the DVD copy I have of Kung Fu Hustle that I bought whenever it came out, and I love that movie.
Yeah,
It's within an English dub, and they don't have that on Netflix. And the English dub is really good because I want to say most of the actors that actually played in the movie actually did the dubs.
Oh, really?
So like the English dub is actually really good.
I
But
remember
it's
seeing
not
that
on
in the theater, and it was the dub.
Yeah, and it's not on Netflix. It's everything but the English dub on Netflix. It's really weird. Yeah.
Well, my we were speaking about anyway.
Wait a minute. Are we in the dubs versus sub debate right now? Is that what I want?
It was brought up. Yeah.
My daughter is super duper into My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Which is a Funimation series that you can find on Hulu right now. and she's obsessed with it right now. Like the Comic Palooza we're going to in May, she's going to cosplay for the first time as one of those characters.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome,
She
dude.
loves it.
That's badass.
It's super
But
popular.
she said, and it's Funimation, which is Dragon Ball.
Are you gonna wait? Are you gonna cosplay with her?
No, I mean I don't know.
You should. That'd be cool.
But she said at some point with
I
the
agree.
episodes, like because I've watched Cowboy Bebop on Hulu, and they have for every episode they have the sub and the dub.
They have both. Yeah,
You could watch either one. She said going halfway through, and I don't know how many seasons of My Hero are on there, but she said at one point she's been watching the dubs, but it's at one point like halfway through season 2, there's only the subs.
Yeah, they haven't got her.
So she's gotten used to it that way.
Yeah, now she's used to watching it. Now she's used to watching it with the subs.
Yeah.
I got to tell you my weighing in on this thing is I like dubs better than subs. I know that that's not like the proper weeaboo thing,
Right.
But honestly, I really think that especially we're watching Akira, that's a very visual movie.
If the dubs are really good,
if you're sitting there watching the subtitles the whole time, you're not paying attention to like
all that beautiful artwork.
You're missing all that.
You're missing
you know
all
what I
that
mean?
beautiful stuff in the background.
And I like one of the last
miniatures.
animes I really got into and watched was Attack on Titan. And I could not stand the Japanese voices.
Oh no, I'm the opposite.
Really?
I'm the
I could
opposite.
not stand it. Like
no, see, I prefer the
those
Japanese.
characters that were whispery as fuck, and like everything just.
What does it
just-
matter? Because you're trying to pay attention to the damn show
No,
anyway.
I like that. I like that. But like some of the more like, I don't know. Some of the more like, I don't know, pussy characters.
Well,
ones that are
all
like
right.
You got to be in the mood to watch
whispery
subtitles.
and it just like nails
You've
on the
gotta-
chalkboard to me.
if you know you're going to be reading subtitles, you got to be prepared for
Yeah.
that going in, and know what you're getting into.
Yeah, Attack on Titan's the only show I ever watched like with subtitles in Japanese, and I loved it, and I still love it, and I prefer it that way. But then you have like Cowboy Bebop, which even people say
the anime is
the
better.
dub is
the dub's
better than
better.
the subtitles.
this movie stands in the same
Full
way.
Metal
as-
Alchemist Brotherhood. People prefer the
Dragon-
actual
Dragon
English
Ball's
voices
same way.
over the
Yeah.
Japanese voices.
I
Like,
love.
it's
I
to
love,
each their own, you know.
I love Chris
Whatever.
Sabat. I met him last year. I love he's the
yeah?
guy that does a lot of the voices in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, he used to be
I
really
love his voice.
he used to be really good friends with my roommate. I met him a bunch
But
of
when,
times.
yeah. I think we brought that up before. But when I was living in Houston, I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z for a while. I started going to this anime shop and buying the subs.
Oh yeah.
Because Funimation hadn't converted them yet. And I started falling in love with the actual Japanese. Like, I'd only known the American ones, and I loved them. But when I was obsessed with it. I was like, I got to watch these other movies that haven't been adapted yet. And I started falling in love with the Japanese actors that do the voice. The music is different. It's not even just the voices. The music
a lot
is
of it. A
different,
lot of
too.
the audio can be different. Oh wait a minute. The mayor's
watch
even
that rat tooth.
The mayor's even on these fucking pills. You see that shit?
Okay, who would play him in the live action?
Oh, that
Who'd
who'd play old rat
the
tooth?
mayor?
Yeah,
Becky Ames.
John Voight.
Becky Ames.
He's too tall. No, Danny DeVito. Bam. Nailed
Oh,
Done.
Danny
oh,
nailed it.
that's good.
Danny DeVito.
That's good.
Oh, come on. Danny DeVito. If you're listening to
I'm
this,
trying to think of some shorter person with a big head like that. Yeah, you might have nailed it.
Yeah.
I think so. I think
He's already bald.
All right, who's the guy?
He's got the hair around the sides.
There's this
So
one.
you just got to grow that
There's a
out.
character
That's all
actor,
that is.
and I can't remember what movies he's in, but he's like a bug-eyed, short, big head dude. I cannot remember.
Like a real person in
Wait,
real
you talking
life?
like Peter Dinklage? Who's a
no,
dwarf?
he's a dwarf.
Jesus
No.
Christ, Zach,
Gee,
why would you say
Ryan.
something so awful about a small person? Like that?
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
For who?
He was born that way, dog.
You know what's funny? I think out of all the groups of people that we have offended, we did the most respect to little people in Willow.
Oh, we
that's
did a whole
true. Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Like we actually we did by the book good PC shit for the little
that's
people.
probably our most PC episode.
Probably
ever.
is. Probably is.
Way to
Far
pat your own back.
Far and above our most PC episode ever.
I'll do it.
All right, so old busted ass, rat tooth ass mayor just popped some pills
Danny DeVito.
and shot his deputy mayor. I don't know if y'all missed that, but he shot his deputy mayor. And dead.
Just
God damn.
Cool.
Oh,
The city is going into chaos.
Yeah,
right now.
the protesters have gone
Yeah.
from protesting to rioting.
Well,
This.
This is the scene. That's it.
music
Yeah.
cue.
Turn that shit up, Zach.
The subject has been spotted.
Yeah.
What? Attack the kid!
But sir,
That gets me jacked.
boy. We can't attack him.
But he's just a
orders,
boy.
bro.
I see a boy like squaring up through fire. I'm not gonna be like, that's just a boy.
He just took out a helicopter.
Yeah, he's still like, but he's a kid. Yeah, but he just walked through fire.
Sir, he just put on a cape.
Yeah.
Should I be worried?
Yeah, he just walked through fire. Now he's got a cape.
We are in Japan, but I have read the Superman pulps, and it doesn't look good.
Has anybody read the comics? Do we know how this ends?
You know, I think Zack Snyder.
That's another cool shot
into a live
where
action
he
movie.
stops it with his. He stops it with his thing.
Look, it's Lord Akira!
Lord Akira.
This isn't the rapture. He's a false messiah. Shut up.
Dude, I'd be like, how is he false? He just stopped a tank shell. Are you serious? What do you mean?
Well, it's like we talked about how there's no antagonist and protagonist really, but it's like everybody's just trying to exist in whatever reality they've built.
He just crumples. See, there's two different factions of protesters. So they're trying to figure out, like, oh yeah, here's our savior.
He's got some war bonds.
Yeah. So all these people are like, oh, he's our savior, and the other people are like, no, he's our downfall. And then he blows up the tank.
Yeah.
So some people are like, yay, but dozens civilians died at the same time because he doesn't care.
Old busted ass, old rat tooth ass mayor's like,
pop too many pills, bro.
Pop too many.
Well, okay, so there's a sub.
Pop another one. It'll fix you.
There's a subcontext in
just lean into it.
There's a subcontext.
There's the deputy mayor.
Just lean into the pill.
To where he's trying to somehow financially take advantage of the situation by like everything's fucked, but I'm going to sell people loans or something like there's some kind of weird.
We steal all the bonds.
Money grubbing. That's why he looks like a rat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's a typical thing. Like in comic books, the bad guys always have like larger heads.
Yeah.
There's those defining physical attributes so you go, oh yeah, that guy. I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Usually they're short
and
bald,
rat tooth ass.
Yeah. Poor, disheveled. Yeah.
Disheveled.
Old sad tits. Look at her.
Here seems to be fires caused by tank cats.
This has been a very PG A to Z movie night. I just had to
really
have to dig in a little bit.
We talked about rape talk.
Yeah, we talked about rape.
We talked about sad titties. Y'all went on a tangent about like all these horrible things
what was the most
countries
racist
have done
thing
to like
America
destroy other human beings.
Yeah,
like that
true.
was really cheerful. What else
we
did we talk about?
Slavery and
How
internment
Japanese people are the most
Agent
racist.
Orange. Yeah,
It's also mine and Tim's first
You
live
just said
episode. We got all these
Japanese.
stupid cameras looking at us.
No, this is my second live.
Is it your second?
You were here for
What was the first one we did? I don't remember.
Ghost in the Darkness, something like that.
No.
He got his goddamn bike.
I don't even remember.
Look at him.
What was it? You were here.
At least
Blade Runner. No.
How dare
If y'all were, then
How dare
if y'all were, I was already wanting to back out of that
the
one
Running
anyway.
Man. was the first one.
The Running Man. The Running Man. You're right.
That was a live one with cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That was
You
the
were
first
here,
one we
right?
did.
No. I was here in spirit.
Well, the ghost of you was there. Right?
You were watching.
I wanted to
lurks.
reach out and touch
It
you, make
lurks.
sure you're here right now. That tank had 409 on it, by the way. Shout out to the 409.
Represent.
Word up.
Represent.
Hey, you trying to make a metal band?
Represent the military-industrial complex, y'all.
Double cup leaned up.
Damn. That looks like a fro.
That is
I
like
can't
a-
tell if it's a fro or if it's like clouds of smoke.
I saw something the other day
it's a
that
fro.
Todd McFarlane is going to reintroduce his movie Madness characters that he used to do back in the day. He did the Akira figure I brought in here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Freddy
That's right.
Krueger.
Yeah.
He did a lot of them way back
That's
when.
cool.
I want to figure that protester guy with the fro.
Oh, so right here, it took me a long time to pick up on the reason why this is happening. So, there's this whole like sort of secret.
That's really awesome.
There's this whole sort of like secret scientist era of the military and stuff like that. And one of the reasons why they start using lasers instead of stuff is because they're massless. Right, like lasers are just photons. It's a lot harder for him to defend against lasers than it would be for like a shell or
Because he can
something.
deflect bullets.
You know what I mean? Yeah, deflecting bullets. Like
Laser
think
could
about it
pierce.
when you like have kinesis like that, you could just be like, nah, fuck you, tank. But like lasers would be like really hard, you know.
But he could redirect the laser.
Yeah, that's what he did. He
It could just
redirected.
bounce off and
But that's still why they're like. Let's
Still, I
just
mean,
fuck
every
up the
shot.
lasers.
Look at all the detail, all the things going on in every frame of this thing.
This is the part of the movie where we start like descending into chaos, like with the
Yeah.
city. Everything like
Well, that right there.
Tetsuo
was,
is like breaking down all
Yeah.
the electronics.
That right there
Everything's
was the
getting
moment
fucked
where you're
up.
like, "There's no coming back. There's
Yeah.
no calming him down."
The city's descended into chaos with all the riots and shit.
Yeah.
It's
He's a
flooding for
hurricane.
some reason. Yeah, it's nuts.
It's like a trifecta of the city rioting,
Look!
the mayor guy
over at the toll booth
being
being guarded by the
exposed and
second
he's
platoon.
gone. Yeah, so it's just utter chaos now.
Hell?
Sub dog.
Turn around now. This area is off limits to civilians.
Please
I would
turn
just-
around.
I would
Hey,
just
you
leave.
with the cape.
I would just leave.
Please turn around.
I would literally leave. I'd be like, "This is like a hurricane. I'm evacuating.
Yeah.
This is Tetsuo. I'm gone, dog.
Yeah.
Sorry. I quit the military."
You see all the smoke in the city behind him and this lone guy. Now, this is the only thing I think in this was done with computers. I meant to bring that up earlier. When I
Oh,
showed
yeah,
it.
I mean, it doesn't look
that that
animated. It
little
doesn't
thing
look hand-drawn at all.
I think was the only thing in the whole thing that actually they used computers in. And that little thing, tiny thing you saw in those couple frames probably cost $50,000
It was probably very expensive.
in 1988.
Yeah. How many video games ripped off that elevator too? That giant
Resident Evil, definitely.
that giant slow moving like cargo elevator that
Where you're
moves-
just like, okay, reload my guns. Let me check
Yeah.
my health.
Think
Let
about
me do
it, man.
this. Yeah,
I know it
'cause
was in Metal
I know there's a
Gear.
boss fight at the bottom of this elevator. When this
You know there's a
elevator
fucking
gets down,
boss,
I
yeah.
know I'm about to face a boss.
Chris knows about all the signs you're about to have a boss fight.
Yeah.
He's been trying to beat this boss for like 5 days now.
We don't have to talk about that. This was my escape away from that.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying
But
to
I'm just
shame
gonna go
you.
right back to it.
I'm trying to
anyway.
shame you into beating it.
It is shaming. But now it sucks.
That's what you need.
You were the girl that was with Kaneda.
You shouldn't use your power.
I'm from Canada.
Who was right, Scarlett? Were you saying, yeah, you're kind of right?
Because in the end, you won't be able
Please say it was me. And what was I right about?
It's the kids talking. You're those brats.
Oh yeah, so she's obviously kind of being controlled by.
Oh, yeah, plot twist.
She's being controlled by Estelle Getty.
Yeah, Estelle.
On a side note that's completely
Hey, man, that's like
unrelated.
the ultimate. An old chick's mind inside of a young
Oh,
body.
dang, bro.
Boy, you get the old expert
Christ.
in the younger body.
You'll definitely get a thumb up your butt. That's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, there's going to be pee involved. There's all sorts of...
All right, look,
okay.
I was all on board until you started talking about pee.
Pee?
I'm just saying.
Really?
I can't do the pee.
That was...
I can't do the pee.
That was the thing. That was too much.
By
That
the
was the
way-
one.
That was the one.
That was the one thing.
I would say that as you get older, you get more giving, and you want the other person to experience pleasure. You know, you
Yeah.
want the other person to have that the butthole pleasures.
I'm a giver.
It's not safe here.
So yeah,
life is
sidebar.
life
I
is about the butthole pleasure.
I wore this tank top tonight because I've been lactating for the day.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
I know.
Why? Why?
Is it the weather?
I get
Yeah.
mad at my titties sometimes, scream at them, and then they lactate on their own.
That's some sensitive
So they're,
titties,
like,
dude. That's
crying?
It's
weird.
really strange.
Oh
So
shit!
you have
Oh,
sad
shit.
tits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense why you would come here.
So that,
Aaron, can I get
it's
a-
all
can I get
connected.
a-
It's kind of
Can I get it all connected?
Good.
Full
It is.
circle.
It is all connected.
Oh, we like to have fun here.
It is all connected.
So look at all that. Just, those simple
Wait,
things.
hold on. I just saw Japanese writing on a building. Is this not American-made movie?
Hell no, brother.
Oh my god!
Just all that gas and
He's on
steam in
He's
the
on
background.
Akira's like pod.
Imagine all the hours of animation
raised
that
it up.
took. Just to do that. Like that right there.
That one little,
Yeah. All the hours of animation that must have taken.
and these are layers.
Yeah.
Like that's one
There
layer.
has to
The
have been
lightning is another
There
layer.
has to have been 500 animators.
I'll say this: I've never deep dived into like hentai porn at all. But are there like
The Technodrome.
But are there hentai like porn
Cell-shaded
purists?
porn?
Like people that only watch
I only listen to
hentai
the
that was
hentai and the
hand-drawn
dub.
animation.
Nothing past 1990.
Nothing that used computer technology or any type of thing.
I
like
only
that.
listen. I only watch my La Blue Girl in the original audio format
I like
with
to see
the
a
subtitles.
hand-drawn tentacle going up a girl's butt.
Yeah. Just to know there were so many hands
Because when you see
involved.
it's CGI, when you see it's a computer tentacle, it just takes me out of it.
It's not the same.
It's
not
not
the
the
same. It's not the
It takes
same.
me out of the scene.
You just sound like Jay Leno just then.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
So I'm waiting for him to tell a Monica Lewinsky joke or something.
I mean, come on.
Or an O.J. Simpson joke.
Oh, you're dating yourself, Tim. Come on.
Yeah, well, I'm just leaning into the...
So we're about to get into like all the sequences in the movie where if you have seizures, you should probably stop watching all the
Hey, look, that's
flash
the
and
pod
colors. and
Vegeta
stuff.
showed up in.
Oh, it sure is.
That's the Saiyan pods.
You know what's funny too is like Tetsuo has a really bad hairline for a fucking 14-year-old.
I'm offended.
Well, I think if you
For a
remember
god?
at the beginning of the movie, it wasn't
For a
like
god,
that.
yeah.
I think that's changed as the movie went on because his hair wasn't all spiked back like that.
Yeah,
at
it
the
wasn't
beginning.
all up.
He might be starting to age. You're talking about the hairline.
Yeah.
It might be because
that's
look,
right. That's
look,
right.
It's just
Aging.
like the other kids.
This is-
Like he's been using his power so much that it's starting to age him and taking effect on his body.
So this is where we see like this is all of
He's finding out.
Akira's organs and shit that are all in this.
And the general is saying, "Hey, look, this isn't a guy you're looking for. He's just body pieces, parts." And he's saying that to him, but he's also saying it to all the people around.
See, I don't think the Colonel is actually a bad guy
No,
either.
I think the Colonel's the only protagonist in in this movie, which is weird.
Yeah. He's honestly the only guy that
He's like the only
knows what's
decent
going
person.
on.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that knows what's going on and knows.
He only allowed the scientists to do what he's doing so that he could figure out how to stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
And prevent that from happening.
And the scientist's curiosity opened up Pandora's box, and this guy's like, okay, fuck it, now I gotta do what I gotta do.
The scientist's like, I want to study Pandora's box. I want to see the inside. Is it lined? Is it lined with lead? I don't know, but I want to see.
The Colonel is like, he thought if Tetsuo finally saw that this was just a bunch of organs and jars, that he would stop this rampage.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, so you see he's dead. It's over. You saw what you wanted to see.
But he's like unhinged.
Yeah,
like, already. It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late. So they gotta nuke him.
Oh, they put up the what's the big laser from James Bond?
Goldeneye?
No, the big laser on the moon.
Moonraker?
Yeah, I
Is
want
it
to say
Moonraker?
Moonraker. Yeah, I wanna say
They
Moonraker.
redid it in one of the more recent.
I don't know.
James Bonds though.
I don't know. Yeah, there's his brain and brainstem. I remember that very vividly.
Skyfall? It's not Skyfall.
Goldeneye. Yeah, it was.
Oh, no,
it was
no.
satellite
Big laser
lasers.
beam
No,
from
it
the
was
sky?
it was the
It was
movie.
satellite lasers.
It was the one we won't talk about. It was the one with Halle Berry and shit. It was the worst
World
one of
Is
all
Not
time.
Enough.
No, it's not. One World Is Not Enough. It was
Tomorrow Never Dies.
All right, I'm going to start naming off James Bond movies.
I can't.
Goldfinger.
No, it was a Pierce,
Thunderball.
It was a Pierce Brosnan one. He surfed on.
Yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies.
No, Tomorrow Never Dies is the one with
Zach.
What's wrong?
Tomorrow Never Dies
Get
is
on
Pierce
it.
Brosnan.
Trouble?
but it's not the same one. Tomorrow Never Dies was the one after Goldeneye.
Then it's
in China.
And you're too late.
World is not enough.
Then it's The World Is
No,
Not
that's
Enough.
the one with Denise Richards.
Yeah.
Again.
This is the one with Halle Berry.
Standing here sorry
Ah,
for
who
the
gives a
little
shit?
baby.
That's that one?
It has Tomorrow in the title. I just can't remember what it was.
Tomorrow Never Dies. There was not
The,
two
wor- the
tomorrows.
world after tomorrow.
I want to say
All
the day after tomorrow. That's,
Zach, what is it?
that's the.
So we can get back to the movie.
Hold
goddamn
on,
it.
y'all vamp.
No, it's
Vamp.
bugging me now.
It is. I want to
Zach's
get
on it. Zach's
I know.
on
I
it.
want to get back to Akira, so I need
But
to
when
know
he
the
says
answer.
the world is not enough,
vamp.
That's
gonna be
Mr.
great.
Canada, you punk!
It's Mr. Canada to
See,
you,
yeah.
dude.
But this is where he stands up to him. No,
Look at all that.
Not the jars.
Those look
But
like
he got a shot
TGRI
through.
jars.
That's the thing. He got it. Canada got a shot through.
Die Another Day was the name of the
Oh.
film. Die Another Day. That was the bullshit one.
All right, I owe you a shot.
Okay. So do you think Akira has like some level of self-preservation? You know, he's like a bunch of organs in jars right now, and he's obviously got enough to.
Or was he preserved by somebody who,
Well, why'd they keep those organs in jars?
like, they preserved it
study them.
themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
no,
like,
but they were buried underneath the stadium.
Yeah.
They weren't studying shit. They were in a vault buried underground.
and he was. he's been invading his
because they were
mind.
scared.
Well,
that it could,
they were
But why
like, this is
save
a
them?
kid that went wrong with the same studies they're doing on these other kids that haven't went wrong. So they're trying to figure out what happened with Akira through these other children.
I think the brain was still alive.
Well, I mean, he still existed.
I think he
was
found
still
a way to. It's one of those things. Like he found a way to
Well,
before he died, he moved his subconscious.
No,
consciousness.
And you're bringing up a good point because another part of this is that this is considered what these pills are doing is considered an evolution of the species.
Yeah. What?
And that's one of the things that's the big fear and everything like that is that like this is like an evolution, like this is like the next level, like, and at the end it kind of does like a 2001 Space Odyssey thing where they go to another dimension, which I'm going to spoil it for everybody.
It definitely has a 2001 ending.
Yeah, so it's like the ending is like this Akira is considered another evolution of
and that
what
scares
humans
people.
are.
But the thing is that evolution,
it's world ending. It's world ending.
Well, but the thing is that evolution, normal evolution happens over thousands of years. This is happening like very quickly and right in front of people.
Like the splitting of an atom.
And people are freaking out about it.
Yeah.
It's like mutants and X-Men. It's Homo sapien and Homo superior. Yeah. It's this, like, and by the way, evolution didn't stop with us growing thumbs and losing our tails. Like, if people think, like, hey, we're in our perfect form right now,
it's going to keep going.
Wrong.
It's going to keep going.
If we're going to be
in
on
our
this...
final form?
In our final form! We're not, yeah.
This isn't even my final form yet.
That's evolution relevant. Didn't stop at the scroll.
That's my
It is going to continue. Hopefully.
I just want to floss a little bit.
But it doesn't happen this quickly. So I think that's why there's this breakdown of society. Is these people are afraid of these new things, just like with the X-Men. People fear the mutants because they don't. You fear what you don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, I hope we don't
and
evolve
the fact
into
that these
Jean
people
Greys.
have so much power, they're like This shot coming up, this animation in this, if you slow it down and watch the frame rate and the level of detail when he starts pulling in all the scrap metal to reform his arm, it is probably the most impressive piece of animation in this whole thing.
Shit.
If you actually slow it down and just see all, it's like watching the Transformers move in the movie.
It's funny. This really
why is he like protecting Kanade right here? You got to think about that. That's
because he still loves him.
Yeah, it's his friend. They're close.
Well, he was in the same spot. Kanade literally lifted up the heaviest boulder he could.
Move.
He was about to smash him in the head with that flying rock.
This is probably one of the first, like, kind of bringing into that idea of, like, because that's the big fear of why we wanted to go to the moon, because we thought that the Soviets were going to put a weapon up there, and this is like one of the earlier introductions of the idea of
shit. Listen to the sound,
a space
like
weapon.
How it's in space, they just cut out all the sound.
Yeah, minimalist. Yeah, I mean, if this was '88, they were working on it for 2 years prior. This was during the space race, or this is way after this. This is during Cold War.
I appreciate this as a science fiction film, and that there's no sound.
No sound.
There's a little vibration, but like what he's doing doesn't have any sound.
There's no percussion.
I love Star Wars, but I hate every time they're flying and you hear them go wow.
Yeah,
and then they explode in a fireball. I'm like, okay, first of all, no sound, no fire.
Well, they also use like
fire doesn't exist in space.
I know. I just ride in depression anytime I watch Star Wars.
It just
because
throws
there's
me
no
out of
sound in space. I just really wish the movie didn't exist.
You know we're doing the prequels soon, right?
Keep it up, Chris.
You say we.
Chris won't be anywhere on that.
Yeah.
So they basically have these just giant laser cannon satellites.
Giant laser beams.
Lasers with
attached to their heads.
Frickin' lasers.
That was supposed to be a secret.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't said anything about that. They're just, it's another defense system, I guess. It's like the corrupt government. Man, goddamn government.
I tell you what, right now, hey, they fucking try to take my guns. They got another thing coming.
They took our jobs.
They try to take my guns. They got a whole nother thing coming.
They took our jobs. See that? Yeah.
I'll go full blown Akira on somebody to try to take my guns.
Yeah.
Magnificent.
I don't need no guns.
Is that
just Akira
look at
their
that
ass.
pose.
The energy?
Yeah, he's doing
like,
okay, this is the shot. Look at that. Look at that.
Is that MAGA energy he's putting forth?
It even forms like the muscles and tendons.
Yeah.
Like
that's fucking.
That's pretty cool. It's an amazing shot.
But will it really work?
Are they talking about killing them?
100 people.
No. The future doesn't necessarily proceed along a single course.
This is kind of like a Matrix thing. They're like, yeah, we could probably kill them.
Yeah,
but it's just going to happen again. They're basically saying this is a cycle.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to the evolution discussion.
Yeah,
you know, like
time is a flat circle.
We could probably kill them, but it'll just happen again in another 100 years.
Cause a wheel.
Colonel.
Why is this guy always looking at these fucking graphs? Like, what are you studying, dog?
Well, no, but it's like the human.
It's 2019. Why are you looking at all that paper?
Why? Yeah. Where's your tablet, bro?
Like all the human. What this is talking about is like the human nature of enabling this kind of event to happen again. Is because what has forced it to happen again is all the forces of the government trying to stop it,
hubris,
and close it down, and then you have like the other government trying to make money off of it, and then you have everybody else who like the society who doesn't know what's going on. They're just trying to comprehend their lives have been destroyed. This really is kind of like a love letter to what Japan was going through.
Well, it's hubris. It's man's constant
folly. What is that?
Well, it's man's constant we are the greatest thing that ever happened, and we'll figure it out. It's hubris. They're like, we got this. We can control it.
So Derek says Billy Bob Thornton is the Captain Military guy. I think that would be great. I think that'd be dope.
Of that guy?
Yeah.
10 years ago.
I could hear him with his Texas accent. That'd be awesome.
Jesse Ventura. I want Jesse Ventura.
Dude, that'd be fucking dope.
I want Jesse Ventura.
I say don't do it at all. Never do it.
You know what? I like that too.
Ever.
I like that also.
I want Jesse Ventura. I want
Bobcat Goldthwait.
I want Bobcat Goldthwait to play every role in this movie.
You don't know the first
one-man play.
No, I mean, he's actually a fucking badass these days.
Gilbert Godfrey.
I want to cheers to the final act if you want to get ready.
I need some.
I mean, I tell you.
Final act is what, another 45 minutes?
No, we got 22 minutes left.
I was curious if we were like...
We're in the last act. So.
Before halfway.
So let's get our final act. Cheers. Cheers.
Hey, cheers to
anybody
the Olympics, Japan 2020.
Plus that, yeah.
Cheers to all the competitors in a year from now. And I hope it doesn't blow up.
Ooh, that sounds like a threat.
I'm just saying, if this is a fucking prediction. Sounds like he's having a good time.
Stop whining.
He's giving birth.
The Technomancer now is going to bring all the...
Look at that big old hole in the earth.
The mutation that happened soon, the atomic front action figure I have, came with 2 removable arms.
Oh, really?
One was the robotic arm where it's like this.
And one was like the huge
And the other one is that mutated blob thing that comes out of him.
So long as he destroys things.
The massive dicks.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like
bunch of pink dicks.
Okay, so you guys might not remember this, but it was maybe like first or second season in South Park where it was like the Trapper Keeper episode. Y'all remember the Trapper Keeper episode?
Sounds very
familiar. No, they did.
It's totally
Yeah.
Akira.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally this whole thing. And
he does the same thing, yeah.
And that South Park episode scared the it scared the piss out of me, dude.
I've been watching a lot of South Park on Hulu release, good thing to put on the TV before you go to bed.
Yeah.
But I've been staying up for hours, watching episode after episode because I forget just how great that show is sometimes.
Sounds like an enjoyable time.
But it seems that the power...
I just play the same game and the same boss over and over and over and over again for the last 5 days or 6 days.
That's Dead Souls, though, right?
God.
You still on Dead Souls?
Damn it, stop calling it Dead Souls.
Still on Dead Souls, huh?
Sure.
If you don't, you may die.
What is that? Dark Souls.
Yeah. I think you're mixing up Dead Cells and Dark Souls together.
I'm not all put together, okay? I present as such, but...
I clearly am not.
Barely holding on.
Yeah, just by the thread of the internet connection we're
I'm
using.
really identifying with Tetsuo right now.
The internet, the internet connection we're using.
Why are any of us here? Really? Let's talk about that.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Surprising that handgun had that much power for.
It looks like a Magnum. It looks like a goddamn hand cannon.
That was a 50 cal made by some badass Hebrews.
That's
man.
that gun that Arnold Schwarzenegger had in Last Action Hero. This is where it gets weird. Yeah, where he mutates out.
Yeah, he's starting to turn it. He can't control.
He's losing control of it.
Yeah, he can't control his power.
Creepy image. Where it
he's changing matter. You know,
where it absorbs the kernel. That's such a creepy image.
It was Kaneda.
Well, I thought he was going to yell Tetsuo at him.
Why? Because his name is Tetsuo?
I got it backwards.
Kaneda!
Like, why are you on the bike still? Like, that seems like
he
a
knows it really
liability.
well.
That's him. That's
It's a comfortable way of moving around.
Yeah, if you drop, though, and it breaks your leg.
But that is kind of
That
weird.
could be the fastest and most correct, perfect way that he could attack.
And he's holding that giant cannon in his hand.
He's fighting God. Like, what do you expect, man? He's got to
Well,
get
I
on
think Derek
something.
said it earlier. Like, Tetsuo is like a cross between Magneto and Phoenix right now. And he's got a motorcycle.
Oh, and here's the little bitch that started it all right here. This old ass little kid. He's the one that Tetsuo like ran into in the first place.
What are you three doing here?
Want some pills, bro?
We come to get it.
Man, we need our fix.
We're bringing.
I mean, they tried to stop him.
We're bringing Akira home with us.
Yeah,
tried
they
to
did.
stop him. Such a badass.
Good thing you got that metal hand.
Kaneda has to be Keanu Reeves.
Everybody gets tired of.
He's too old now. He's too old now.
Let's put Keanu Reeves in every
10
form
years
of
ago.
anime adaptation.
Well,
ever.
that
Let's have Keanu Reeves play.
No, that was the
in
story.
Cowboy Bebop. Let's have him
Hashtag 2
here.
years ago.
I mean, that was the story. Is like he was going to play somebody in.
Yeah, he was going to play
Spike.
Spike in Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
That's
He
right.
was attached
that's right,
to it for
yeah.
like 15 fucking years. And now everybody wants
It's like
to put
30,
Keanu.
more like 30 years. Well, because he was.
He even made a statement about it like last year. It's like, bro, we're over it, man.
Okay,
We're not-
so
we're not worried
my
about it.
my
I'm doing other
casting
stuff.
my casting for like an American version of Tetsuo.
God, that's so creepy.
Ben Foster.
That would be awesome.
Ben Foster?
Yeah, I put Ben Foster as Tetsuo.
That'd
Easy.
be awesome 10 years ago.
He's like he's
Dude, we were gushing on Ben Foster. Was that last night at the bar?
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
I
Foster's
mean, look at that
amazing.
toenail,
I like the
dog.
toes on the
The
toes.
toes.
That always creeped me out.
It's so fucking gross, dude.
It just creeped me out. I mean, it's genius. Like, imagine the hours of animation
So
of a bunch of dudes going, let's just think of the grossest shit.
I always thought they were dicks.
Like, that's how, and I've said it before in other episodes, like, body horror is what gets me. I can deal with Freddy
what
Krueger
gets me,
cutting
too.
people's dicks off.
imagine being like
and
digested
whatever.
alive by
But yeah, but body horror,
fucking
Slither,
wriggling thing, yeah.
The Thing, The Fly, this. I think this kind of fits into our body horror.
This is one of my favorite like animation scenes coming up.
You see the blood.
He's
Of
lost,
the girl
he's lost
getting
control, though.
squished.
His,
Yeah.
This right here.
His girlfriend.
I know it's gross, but it's
Of
just
course,
like
that's your favorite animation scene. Jesus.
Look,
Dead
look how
tits,
horrible
dead
that
tits.
is.
that. Like
She
that's
did.
pretty.
When the blood comes out, because he fucking loved her,
Yeah.
and he just
You
uncontrollably.
know, you love somebody so much you can squeeze them to death.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
kinda
I
like
think that's
that.
ever like, man, marriage. Welcome to marriage, you guys. Am I right, bro? Am I right?
I never got married.
Oh, good for you. I got to do a lot of PSAs that say never get married.
So he can't, but like Tetsuo can't even control it anymore. He's asking, he's
No,
like,
he's become so powerful he has no control.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's taken over him. And see, I remember the last time I watched this movie was when we tried to do this podcast a year ago.
Yeah.
And I remembered it wrong because I thought the Colonel died. Oh man, it's so great. That's
really
like the
awesome.
Blob mixed with the Thing. Like he's like everything he's ever encountered.
It's really weird. It's really weird that like really the Colonel is the only protagonist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like everybody else is like a reluctant antagonist, basically. Like
He has-
everybody.
He has a mission. His mission is don't let that happen.
And it's
again.
like, and none of the scientist's intent is malicious. He's just trying to study something.
Yeah, no, he's not a bad guy.
No.
He just didn't know when to say no. Oh fuck! This dude's about to eat me. Like, please wake up.
Did you see the teeth?
The
that open?
teeth, the
They look
thing.
very, very familiar to
Yeah.
the chest and the thing.
Yep. Absolutely. That's another beautiful shot of all the animation going on in the background. You don't
Slow
even pay
motion
attention
shots.
to.
That's another thing to think about.
How do you
Slow-
animate in reverse too? Like fucking.
No, but slow motion, like each one of these, they're doing it in slow motion, so all of these
Which
frames
means
are
it's-
animated at 24 frames a second, so which means there are even more
Far-
frames. There are far more frames that make
Yep.
up the slow motion
Yeah.
sequences than even the
Way
regular
more.
ones.
Yeah, you're right. oh, Akira. We finally see Akira. He's
They're kind
naked little
of
boy.
meeting in the middle at this point.
Well, he
Like,
was
this
their
is-
friend. He was
this
like
is the
he was
beginning.
those guys'
This is the
friends.
beginning
They're
of
like,
like
oh, we
the,
see you again, buddy.
the
Thanks.
Space Odyssey thing.
Yeah, this is where you get into that
This is
territory.
this is the 2001 Space Odyssey
Yeah.
sort of shit.
Where he goes. And sometimes that pisses me off with movies.
Hurry! Get into the tunnel. You'll be safe in
But it gives it a repeat viewing value.
Yeah.
That you can go back, like when you watch something like that the first
You're
time,
like,
even Blade Runner. The first time I watched Blade Runner, I was like, I don't like that ending.
Yeah,
I didn't
get it.
I didn't get all the answers I wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm mad that they didn't answer all the questions I had. But then when you watch it again, you're like, I'm glad they didn't answer those questions.
That seems to be some of your favorite movies, though.
Yeah,
those,
they
those
end up
type
being
of
my
movies,
favorite movies.
Those ambiguous
Because
sort
you're
of
like, the first time you watch it, you're like, I don't get it because they didn't answer it. But then when you watch it again, you're like, I'm glad that they didn't do that. Because movies like that, where they leave it up to the viewer, like, hey, you decide.
Right.
What do you think this meant?
And they do have like an intention behind what they're doing. But
do you think this is a bad ending, or do you think this is a happy ending? It's you. They leave it to you, and I think that's what art is.
It is. It's subjective.
It's subjective, and it leaves it into the viewers. You decide. What did you take from this? Some people probably look at this and go, "It's a fucking depressing ass motherfucking movie,"
and it is.
Some people
really
might
is.
go, "Hey, it's just the next step of evolution." It's they.
But if the three of us tried, maybe we
What was
could
that?
save that boy.
Sound like somebody was knocking on the door.
Us three together.
Is that a
Go
thing?
check that out. Yeah, there's a thing. I guess we might have a surprise here in a second.
If so, I didn't know about it.
Because that was like really loud knocks.
Yeah, I don't know anything about anyone coming here.
well, I haven't broken any laws and copyright laws, so hopefully.
Yeah, we've only broken.
Oh, well, fuck them.
We don't care about them. What Pioneer's gonna sue us? I don't think so.
Yeah. Who knows who owns this shit anymore?
Y'all keep talking.
Oh, God. Aaron's putting it just on me and you. All right.
We'll get a vamp, Chris.
We gonna vamp then. I got sweet tarts. Keep us company, so you know.
So this is like, I guess they're living like their happiest moments and shit, which is when they first started riding motorcycles and shit.
We're going back to his whole drive of being ego-driven and fucked up.
Always being slower than Canada. His badass bike.
Some slow Canada.
Always breathing.
Canada.
I think I want to start a emo band, or just an instrumental post-rock emotional band, and name it Slow Canada.
Slow Canada?
And only play in Canada. And then whenever they realize I'm not from there, maybe they'll beat my ass and make me more emotional.
Canadians are
better
tough,
music.
man. You ever watch Letterkenny?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard about it. But no, I have not watched it.
This is the part where we actually like figure everything out about Akira, I think, in the first place.
This is where it all makes perfect
It
sense.
makes
Everything
sense, yeah.
work just
They give us
perfect sense.
It's all about orphans,
Well,
just so you know.
They don't put a bow on it.
It's all about orphans. Everybody in this movie is an orphan.
And then they spoon food you for an hour so you know what happened. In case you...
It's not as bad
It's
as
called
the
a
Saw
montage,
series.
Chris.
Really
God
wish this
damn.
scene
It's a
would have been-
montage!
Really wish this scene would have been at the beginning of the movie, so I would
Why
have
does-
understood what the fuck was going on.
Why does young Akira look like little Kim Jong Un?
Well,
or
that's
something?
a little fat kid.
Oh, that was
they're
like.
showing
Oh,
that
you're
they're
right.
all-
You're right.
Yeah, see, that's Estelle Getty.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
all the
They're
kids.
showing
yeah.
the beginning of the experiments.
I wonder why Akira was so much more powerful than all the rest of them.
It was
Look
just
at
a
him,
latent
'cause-
ability that was already in him.
He was
I
special.
guess.
He had that D.
He was the chosen one. The one that was promised.
You were the chosen one. They're like, oh, their orphan Sosa's
This is
especially
like
fucked up. They're like, he blew up the TV. Now maybe someone will love us. We did a thing. So fucked up.
I'm tired of watching The Price is Right.
Tetsuo. And for the three of us also. And for Akira too.
It's way
Well, for this, I will say I am glad that we did this again.
Yeah.
I know that it worked.
Yeah.
I think we brought new stuff into it that we didn't do the last time.
Well, Well, it's all new stuff because nobody ever heard the last one. Everything's new.
My friend.
Everything is new.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing me along, even though I didn't have really jack shit to say about Akira, other than, oh, pretty colors, cool.
Hey, if you said more than just one sentence, you helped us out because it's a long movie.
It's a beautiful one.
Yeah, it's a long movie.
No, it's very beautiful.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
But it's
honestly, and I will say this, and I know I'm bad about this, but this is not as good as the one we did originally.
I love how he likes to actually
with
say
that. I'm okay with that.
out loud that something's not as good as something was
I'm okay
before.
with that. Like,
that is such a shitty trait.
No, fuck you.
That is a shitty trait.
No, it's...
This is the first and only movie that we've had to redo because it fucked up. Like this is the only movie that we ever
we fucked up other ones. This is the only one that we've cared about doing again.
This
and
is
you
the
would
only
have
one
done it
that
not live.
This is the only one that I gave a shit enough about, like that we all gave a shit enough about to like we need to revisit this movie because that original recording and everything about it like really moved us. So it's like it's worth it.
Well, I'm glad we did too.
I had fun.
But the fact that it's being live, I'm gonna be live, and I'm gonna say I'm glad we did it, and I'm
absolutely.
I'm
Kaneda.
signing off.
You guys want to do one last little cheers to Kaneda and Tetsuo's first meeting where he protected him?
They ended on.
Oh, they're showing right now that we're.
Cheers.
Here's to Neo
y'all.
Tokyo being devoured, and now they're gonna have to have Neo Tokyo.
Double the Neo.
Neo, like the Matrix.
That's it. Neo Tokyo.
Neo Tokyo Reloaded.
What in the world is happening? What's this?
Just made me fucking spit all over the place.
If this is correct, it's showing
Neo
that
Tokyo
this
Reloaded.
is the birth of the universe.
So that's what he's saying. This
It's the Big Bang, dude.
That's the Big Bang, basically.
That's the Big Bang.
So this like the evolution of humans turns into like a new start of the universe.
So
That's never gonna happen.
This is when they start playing that like Castlevania organ and shit.
Oh, you know I got turned online as soon as I heard that organ.
Oh, I know.
I like switched on.
You hear it? Oh, shoot. A scientist just died. How's your hubris?
People just died.
How's your hubris now, scientist?
Yeah, you fucking dead.
Did your science save you? No, it didn't. You're dead just like the cat, killed by curiosity.
Am I? This is gone?
What, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just walked out for a second.
Oh, for a second.
Walked out for a second.
This looks like the beginning of another anime.
It kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is.
It's gonna be really hard to draw clouds, I would imagine.
Nah. I mean, I would think. I'm not even a good drawer. I would think.
I would think like pulsing, bionic Nancy like arms would be the hardest thing.
Water though, like flowing water, like true flowing water. Ugh.
That's fucked up. That's a fucked up city right there. I'll tell you that.
Kaneda, can you hear me?
How are you still alive? How is anybody still alive?
By sheer will.
I guess so.
And maybe, power of God.
But like they're standing at like ground zero. How are they still alive and the city's so fucked up?
Because he protected them.
Yeah, I was.
I guess, but he couldn't even protect himself. He didn't have no control.
I couldn't ever attempt to like question.
Yeah.
Why anyone's still alive?
Kaneda, what is it?
Ever?
Thank you. Huh? You called me, didn't you?
You called my number.
He's still trying to get it in.
Dude, he's trying to get it in.
Like the end of the world, he's still getting it in.
That is his whole character arc.
Shouts out to Kaneda, man.
That's his whole character arc, man. He's
straight player, man. Like,
I mean, why do you think he drives that badass bike, man? He's just trying to impress the ladies. He's just trying to get it in.
That's it.
That's all he's doing.
Kaneda, back then, or did you just...
How did that guy survive the whole movie?
You're alive!
I don't know. He didn't even become like a big deal until the second half. Until all the chaos and stuff happens.
Yeah.
That's when he started being like even present in the movie.
What happened to Tetsuo?
He looks pilled out, so that might have something to do with it.
Everybody's pilled out in this movie.
Everybody's pilled out, yeah. So they're so powerful. Oh, look, finally, rays of light from the sun because they're on a new day.
New day. Well, apparently a new universe, essentially.
They're at the center of a big bang. And Idris Elba is just like, what the fuck just happened?
Someday, we ought to be able to...
Because it has already begun.
Wait, the little old kids survived?
Well, they're part of
the
one that is Akira.
It doesn't end with it saying directed by Idris
No,
Elba?
we have like an animation change up where it starts getting really weird.
This is our 2001 Space Odyssey. Look at that.
I am Tetsuo.
I am actor.
That's it. That's it. Woo! We did it, guys.
Akira!
We fucking did Akira with no failures.
Yay.
I'm so excited.
Look at all these galaxies flying by super quick.
Final thoughts, Aaron.
Well, my final thoughts are this is a movie very beloved to me. It's a good thing we put it in the 2019 series. We live in a great time, live in a great era. We actually have the 2020 Tokyo Olympics coming up next year. We have AI that's emerging, and it's going to take everybody's jobs. It's kind of a scary thing that's happening to us, but hopefully we won't have any actual people with telekinetic abilities or that can assimilate technological devices into their biology. Hopefully. But for me, I love this movie. I love its artistic value. I love everything about it. I love the amount of things it's inspired in our culture. And that's it. I mean, I'm going to stop sucking the movie's dick.
Final thoughts, Topher.
I thought it was a great film. And it was incredible with the animations and the colors and just the way they all drew it with their pens and papers and colorations. And it's so exotic, man. Yeah, it was a fun time. It's good to hang out with y'all.
Cool.
My final thoughts, because Tim isn't here yet, we're going to save him till the end. Somebody needs to go grab him. But, I'm glad we got to redo it. I still don't think that it was as good as the original, and that's not like a downplay to what we did tonight. But I'm so happy that we finally got through with it, and that was great. It was a 2019 movie. It was the science fiction movie that I believe in. I still love this. It's still my favorite anime. And that's really all I can. I mean, it really is. It's my favorite anime. It's all I can say about it.
Well, Tim gone.
He's gone?
He left the building. I don't know.
I kind of figured he was like gone 100%.
I don't know where he went.
Whenever I pointed at this chair, and I was like, he's like totally gone, right? Because
I guess
he kind of made it seem that apparent. So yeah,
I guess I don't know.
Whatever.
I would try to do a Tim impression, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can't.
It's not great.
All right. Yeah. Well, I guess that's the end of It Is a Movie Night this night.
I mean, we watched a movie.
We had fun.
We hung. We hung out. What else you want, child?
It was a good hang. So I think we plan on doing it this way so we didn't get taken down in the group, right?
Yeah. No, we didn't.
We didn't get taken down.
We didn't get Whoa, really?
Yeah. So I think the group is the way to go.
Oh shit! Cool.
And if you're watching along with us tonight, tell some friends, tell some people if you want to actually watch this dumb shit. Get on A to Z Movie Night, the grouping.
Yeah, and hit us up.
And we'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fade it into something kind of gross looking.
You going into something gross looking?
There we go. All right, guys. Well, good night.